Big crowd here in attendance for Showdown number 17 here at Amy Stadium with Adelaide Crows up against the Port Adelaide Power. It promises to be an absolute cracker as we see the Power come out onto the ground. Good afternoon to a former Port Adelaide champ, Dwayne Russell.
Great to be here, Derm, and there's been a lot of things happen in the world this week, but nothing else matters to South Australia on Showdown Day. This is the big event in the world today, and they'll be talking about this all week. It's a pressure-filled situation for all the players, and there's a couple of young players tasting it for the first time today, and one of them running out there with the Adelaide Crows, Nathan Van Berlo, his first game this afternoon.
And led by their brilliant skipper, the seven-time All-Australian Mark Rasciuto, takes the Crows out onto the ground. It is Showdown number 17, Dwayne, and they are awesome clashes, aren't they? Some would suggest it could be Showdown number 18, given the feature that happened at the Ramsgate a couple of years ago. We'll find out from Mark Bickley later who actually won that one, because as it stands at the moment, Port Adelaide have won 11 and the Adelaide Crows have won 5. We'll find out who won the Ramsgate.
It was Josh Carr that Mark Rasciuto had in the headlock, though, so he's left for Fremantle. So who will he grab today? There is Port Adelaide's lineup. Mark Rasciuto did say that it's going to be fairly tough for Port Adelaide's youngish players with not a lot of experience on a Showdown day, and they've got White in there with just his 8th game today, and Pettigrew with just his 3rd game. But even though they've got a few out, Port Adelaide, like the 2 Burgoynes, they're going to miss Peter Burgoyne immensely, and like the fact that they've got no Byron Pickett and a couple of others, it's still a pretty good team on paper, Port Adelaide.
Well, Matty Primus, you can see last week, he is loving his footy. Just being out there has been starved of the opportunity because of injuries in recent years, but this passage of play, well, he steps around big Clark Keating and then just puts one lace out on Big Warren's chest. He was on fire last week, gave away a few free kicks, but I tell you what, you get leadership like that, he's brilliant for this side. They look up to him so much.
He might have the C next to his name as captain, but he's more so their spiritual leader as well. And with Matthew Primus, I think the thing that'll spur him on is the Mark Rasciuto story. Rasciuto played in the Premiership in 98 after missing the Adelaide Crows Premiership in 97.
Well, Port Adelaide, they lost in week 1. They only got home by 2 points last week after leading by 40 during the last quarter. They're only averaging 64 points a game. Stewie Jew's been played across the half-back line on occasions the first 2 games. He's only got 1 goal, and Gavin Wanganeen hasn't kicked a goal yet this season. As you can see, before the game, it's a pretty good indication where players are going to line up, and he's there just having a few practice pot shots there. So they need a goals return out of those boys there. Let's have a look at the Crows line up and see where they will start.
And if the rain does come this afternoon, it might be a low-scoring game this afternoon as well. A few young players in the Adelaide Crows line-up as well. Hayden Skipworth, just his 20th game. Ben Rutten, 14th game this afternoon. Henschel, just his 24th game. And as we said, Nathan Van Berlo, his first game this afternoon, picked 24 from West Perth. But, gee, didn't this man turn it on last week when it counted?
For the last 7 or 8 years, he has probably been consistently the most amazing midfielder to watch in full flight. He is just brilliant. I haven't seen him that elevated in his excitement for quite some time. It's really meaning something to him in these early stages of this season.
Had a fairly tough summer. One of his ex-teammates had a go at him last week, Andrew Jarman, and there was a bit of publicity about a few things that his wife said about him. So it was a tough summer, but he's as fit as ever after doing a bit of a workout with Leighton Hewitt, who is here in the crowd this afternoon watching him play.
Spurring him on. Mark Stevens has been dropped. A very good player, Stevens, but not in form at the moment. That leaves the targets up forward. The young Trent Henschel, who has a few big raps on him, yet to really produce it and grab a game. Big Perry at centre half forward, a brilliant pair of hands. And Scotty Welsh, he will line up, you would imagine, in the goal square. A very, very good goal sneak. Not all that small. People say he's, just a small full forward. He's around the 6'2" mark, but does chip in with his 3s and 4s here and there. But
he won the goal kicking the first year he was here at the Adelaide Crows, Scotty Walsh, and won the goal kicking again last year. So they will be hoping that he can produce this afternoon.
Well, the Crows have been led today once again by their brilliant and tough skipper, Mark Rasciuto, 7 times All-Australian. And today he goes into the books as a life member when he reaches 300 games. Those 300 games are the accumulation of pre-season games, state games, international rules series games, and of course his club matches. 300 games to the Brownlow medalist Mark Rasciuto. Well done.
Someday, someday I will be here, baby. Someday, someday I will be the one, babe. Someday, someday I will be here, baby. Someday, someday I will be the one, babe. Someday, someday I know that you love me. Someday, someday, sorry that
Channel 9 Sunday at 8:30 an all-new CSI. A shocking case.
I know you know who did this.
That will take everyone to the edge.
He's alive!
Then at 9:30, your Sunday night movie. He's Hollywood's king of comedy.
It is a bit above average.
Ben Stiller, Christine Taylor, and Owen Wilson.
You really shouldn't be wearing your hair pulled back that tight.
A smash hit comedy.
Cool.
New CSI followed by Zoolander. Tonight on 9.
Get into shape, get into the latest gym equipment at Southern Workout Store. Adelaide's biggest range of fitness gear, all under one roof. If you want to work out, it's all here. Home gyms, free weights, sports supplements, AbMax swings, boxing gear for guys and girls. It's the place in Adelaide for a huge range of fitness equipment at massive discounts. So get into shape, get into Southern Workout Store. We don't match prices, we just sell for less.
You don't smoke 24 hours a day, so why use a 24-hour patch? Only Nicorette 16-hour Smart Dose patch helps control the cravings through the day and gives your body a break while you sleep. Think Nicorette 16-hour patch.
You hear a lot about saving water these days, but I didn't come down in the last shower. I've relied on Bushman's tanks for years. Bushman's quality means long-term performance is a given. Oh, there's other tanks, if you're game. But I won't be stuffed around by anything second-rate. Decent cup of tea. Bushman's. So if you didn't come down the last shower, you'll insist on Bushman's tanks. Make the call now.
Bushman's, saving Australia's water.
If you're quick, you can still get away in a new Mazda Tribute. It's the 2004 x4 Tribute clearance on all models. Like 2004 Limited Sport Auto with air, CD, ABS, 4 airbags, alloys, fog lamps and powerful V6. Huge bonuses, but only while stocks last. So be quick. For the best Tribute value by far, don't miss the 2004 x4 Tribute clearance. The savings will take you a long way.
Brickworks at the Brickworks.
Get back to the markets. The Brickworks markets. Great shopping. It's got the lot. Open every Friday, Saturday, Sunday and public holiday.
Brickworks.
Carlton Draft. Made with barley, hops and attractive yeast. Brewed in a big metal thing. Put in kegs and driven around by horses, poured into frosty sideways glasses and drunk in pubs. Carlton Draft, made from beer.
Only 2 South Australians have experienced this joy, Mark Bickley and Warren Treadray. Now, your invitation to join the Premiers Club every Monday night. It's Full Force Footy on Adelaide's National 9 News.
All over their opponents as well. There's Leighton and Beck. They come along. He's come along to see his mate Andy McLeod. So head on. And there's Dennis Pagan. Tony Elshaw on his right. Carlton play Port Adelaide Power next Saturday night here at Amy Stadium. Toss of the coin, the two captains. Mark Rashudo wins and will kick to the left-hand side of the screen. Let's go down to the boundary. Welcome, Jason McCartney.
Thanks, Dermot, and good afternoon. Yesterday in Adelaide, we had a stifling 38 degrees. Today, expecting a balmy 28 with a chance of maybe some late showers. There's no wind to speak of as yet, but we learned our lesson last week with that. The ground is in perfect condition, and the black armbands today being worn by the Port Adelaide players is for Alan Bull Revel, who was a 3-time premiership player with the Port Adelaide Magpies. Have a good call, guys.
Thanks, buddy. Jason McCartney down there on the boundary line. And, well, let's welcome the former Crows captain, the man who led the charge at the Ramsgate several years ago, Mark Bickley. How you going, Bix?
Good afternoon, Dan. I'm sorry to say I wasn't there, but
no.
It was a big night, apparently.
Ken McGregor on screen. And, well, the good news, guys, Dwayne, is that we'll be keeping him. He's not going to get the job because he can't speak Latin. Good afternoon, Dennis Cometti.
Oh, Dan, thank you for that.
I felt guilty being at the footy on Friday night.
Now I have news for you, Dennis. At the hotel stayed at last night, the wrestlers are in town here in Adelaide.
Yes.
Kurt Engel sends his regards.
Not tall, but isn't he bulky? Anyway,
it's a bit of him.
Bigger things to do right now. Love them. Showdowns and derbies. Showdown number 17. The umpires this afternoon, Quigley, Woodcock and Goldspink. And just about set. Sellout crowd. Hudson and Primus. Under cloudy skies, Adelaide and Port Adelaide renew hostilities. Away we go. The opening bounce is a good one. One down by Primus. Early whistle, and it's going to be a free kick to Primus. Plays on immediately. Kane Corns goes towards half forward. McLeod is favoured by the kick. Fingertips to it. Knocked it back on the 50. Cassisi's hand pass is wayward. Picked up by Franco, though. Across to Corns, his second possession. Sets it up towards the middle. Hudson comes back. Takes the mark uncontested. Plays on immediately. McGregor. McLeod brings it away. Tawney stretches. Takes the mark. He's at left half back. Henschel wants it short. He bypasses him. Perry is up. Couldn't hang on. Taken by Juice. Sweeping across half back. Goes to Primus. Put players everywhere. Corns. Now towards half forward. James. Could almost be 50. Roger James about 75 metres from goal. That was casual. Comes back to him. Goes to his target anyway. That's not bad if at first you don't succeed. Smothered by Bassett. Came back to his right boot. And James popped it onto the chest of Ebert. He'll line up a goal from about 40 metres out. He'll kick from the 50.
Some interesting matchups. Andrew McLeod's taken up his spot at half back, and Cassisi's followed him down there. And it looks like Kane Corns is on Simon Goodwin.
Ebert. Nice looking effort. Opening goal.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I have big news. Radio Rentals brings you 4 years interest free. That's a massive 4 years interest free on widescreen, plasma and LCD TVs. You can get 4 years interest free on fridges and washers at Radio Rentals. You can even get furniture with 4 years interest free. With 4 years interest free at SA's biggest electrical retailer, you don't need to shop anywhere else. Now that's big.
It's been a calm start to Showdown 17. Port Adelaide, the opening goal. Primus, Palm tried to get it down to Franco. Riley comes hard. Free kick's been found. Downey allowed to play onto advantage. The lead comes from Walsh. It's in his direction. He'll have to jump high. Perry. He couldn't bring the mark down. Corns just pops it to Kingsley. It was 15 according to the umpire. He spears the pass. He's hoping for it, finding James. Jude peels off. It launched this long. Goes toward Brogan, who's in the goal scorer. Treadray. Crunch. Ball to the deck. Tawney. Had a look at the oncoming traffic. Forgot the ball. Bassett. They might get out of trouble regardless. Goodwin. A lot of targets to go to with the kick. Just pops it up. Wakeland. And Henschel. Nice grab on the wing. Pushed him into it.
Back towards the middle. Clever kick. Doughty. If he can beat one man, Montgomery elects instead to hand pass to Goodwin. Runs inside the 50. Question of accuracy. I think he's got it. He has. Scores a level.
See that bloke over there? He's one. Really? Bloke next to him, he's one too. Joking. All those blokes? Even old Laurie. Does his wife know? All for it, evidently.
It's surprising how many people win Keno. Over 65,000 winners on average every week.
I've thought about it. Yeah, me too.
Keno, win it by the minute.
Good to see Simon Goodwin fit. Missed 12 games in a row last year due to injury. The two-time premiership player. Drawing scores level. Bounce. No free against Hudson there. He rose early. Shirley caught. And we'll get another bounce.
Hudson tried to jump earlier, and I think Primus had the wood on him the first couple and tried to take his space. Hudson trying to assert himself now in the middle.
Not the best jump in the world. He rose like a rock. Bucks go at it again. Hudson over the shoulder that time. Montgomery knocks it wider. Wakelin over the football as he pushed in the back. In fact, it's Shattuck in there. And he's not happy. Another is Franco. He's battling Shirley. Meantime, Corns inside the forward half. Knocked down by McGregor. Doughty. Ebert almost the interception. Rashudo slides in. And the umpire will have no alternative but to ball it up.
A little bit of inexperience there with young Ebert. The tackle was always coming. What he had to do was just pat the ball away from himself and he would have drawn the tackle. The Crows defender was committed to tackle. There's one down.
That's 35 metres out then. Matner having a good season. Away to Edwards. Running from half-back. Tentative bounce. Lays it off. Goodwin inside the centre square now. He's got the goal for Adelaide. Kicks a probing kick inside the forward 50 and Welsh did very well.
Up against Pettigrew. Given a lot of room there. Scotty Thompson's in the forward pocket next to him against them. Two old teammates at two new clubs, Welsh and Thompson. He pushed him up before this ball came in. So get out of my space, and he got the one-on-one and he marked it.
Once again, Goodwin does have the ability to carry the ball. He held it very well. Waited till Welsh, I guess, was in kicking range for him because Welsh was a long way away. Just put that in front of him, and he's a pretty dangerous player when given some space, Scott Welsh.
Should get the distance from here. That was a clever mark. Just guarded the drop zone. Tumbled forward. Kicks from right on the 50. Looks pretty good. The second on the board for the Crows. No. The behind. Just missing to the right-hand side by less than a metre.
118 games of experience. Scott Welsh had a premiership with the Kangaroos and all that. Up against Pettigrew, playing just his fourth game.
12-man zone from Adelaide, so it shouldn't be that hard for the power to get through.
Jew, 80-metre kick, couldn't find Corns, found Rashudo off hands. Wide handball is good. Matner, chip kick, and Thompson takes the mark just inside 50. As Dermot said, the two ex-Demons playing on each other this afternoon.
The key to that was Hudson's punch back. You saw all the Port Adelaide players wanting the ball to flip over the back. The Adelaide blokes wanted to the front, and a couple of players have gone to Hudson and just congratulated him on keeping the ball to the front to Rashudo.
Not enough people realise that is a really attacking move, isn't it? A defensive punch back towards your goal from a long kick in. It's a very attacking strategy if you can get clear fist on it.
One of three ex-Port Adelaide SANFL players, Thompson, and he kicks into Kingsley, the man on the mark.
Not too close.
Wouldn't be happy with that. Trying to make amends. Still trying to make amends. Ball won't come out. Shattuck got it out in the end. Wilson, toe poke toward the boundary line. Goodwin. The line beats him and will get a ball in. Half-back flank for Port Adelaide. No, we won't. Free kick. Not sure what that was for. Dermot, you can tell us shortly. Wakelin flies. Tries to thump the fist toward the boundary, but found Perry. Ball still alive. Sidestep. John Todd. Miracle goal!
Wait here, darling. I'll be right back. Sweetheart! Car? Yes, now, please. I'm late.
Lucky you're with Amy.
And suddenly the Crows looking very good.
There's the Franco free kick there. Very casual, very light, but it went over. But that's what the umpire saw. Look, in the early stages, Dwayne gives the
Well, it was careless, wasn't it?
It was.
Suddenly, also, sun is shining. Up goes Primus, hooks it down behind. Edwards ran into a dead end. And four Port players, and down he goes. Let's go down to Jason McCartney on the boundary.
Yeah, interesting with that one. Scott Thompson straight off after kicking into the man on the mark. He's been replaced by Hayden Skipworth for his first run today.
Adelaide by 7 points. Primus slaps it wide. Doughty somehow got through. Well played. Shirley initially couldn't control it. Now he does. Matner plays it in front. Edwards taken down, slammed down. And again that ball not coming out. Good tackle applied by Stewie Dew.
Rob Shirley, who's the Crows tagging player, has taken his spot on Josh Franco. So there's a healthy respect there for Franco and his ability, even though he's coming back from major knee reconstruction.
Have a look at Primus in this ruck hit out. Brogan's at full forward, but he's 10 metres defensive side of this pack. He's dragged Rutten up the ground. They're obviously going to try and just blow the wind out of Rutten.
Franco hurriedly through the centre. Treadway didn't have the football. Play goes on. Downey with a shootout. Chips towards half forward. Johncock gets free. Let it bounce. Was a mistake as it turned out. Corns feeds it back. Wilson on his knees. Corns, that's Kane Corns. Initially it was Chad. Down goes Kane. Brogan's got the football now. Shirley got him. We've got a whistle. And a free kick is going to Kane Corns. We're pushing the back at right half back.
Now, that is silly play when you try and make out you don't know and somebody runs forward and receives. Just means you've got to run double the distance back to cover your opponent when they've got the ball eventually.
Towards Walsh, good kick. Has it on the wing. Held up a little, the football gods. No, it's showdown afternoon. The sun is shining and it's beautiful conditions for football at the moment. Treadway, McGregor. Treadway protected his ground, about to pounce. Tough kick. And he would have hoped to got a little bit closer than that.
First time they went inside their forward 50 for 6 minutes, Port Adelaide.
Bit of perceived pressure there. He had more time than what he thought, and I guess that's what happens in these big games.
Short one out of the pocket. Tawney. McGregor. Natner is breaking. Meantime, McGregor's got problems of his own. That's a long time. Ebert put some pressure on. The kick goes to 3 Port players. There's just the one Crow. Henshaw did pretty well. He was outnumbered though. Corns has the football on the outer side. Little chip down towards half forward. Mark is taken by Ebert. And Corns getting plenty of it. Ebert just beyond left centre wing. This side down by 7 points. And conditions now ideal for footy. Hardly a breath of breeze. Might be a little bit slippery. Rutten in front takes the mark. Intended for Treadway. The kick lacking penetration. Rutten goes short. This is Skipworth. The cross half back lays it off. McLeod provides the run. Goes long towards half forward. And we'll see some skidding of the ball there. It didn't sit up, indicating perhaps just a little surface moisture.
Both sides allowing their forwards plenty of room. There's only 2 players in Port Adelaide's forward 50 and 4 in Adelaide's forward 50.
Primus and Hudson to go at it again side by side. Primus edges in front. Third man up, Shirley. Got a kick away in the end. Wilson caught just as he picked it up. Well played, Skipworth. Prosciutto. Johncock caught. Dispossessed. Franco caught by Johncock. Good standard at the moment. This contest. Free kick's been found. It's against Franco. It'll go to Johncock.
And Johncock just stood over him, the binoculars right on it and just niggled him. Just lent a knee into him and Franco got up, didn't like it and just lifted him off the ground. You might just see, Johncock just keeps pushing on him. Nothing in it, but just to keep your distance, pal.
It's called to play on. Goes wide. Once again, Skipworth chips it. Welsh.
I don't know if you've seen much of him this pre-season. Pedigree, he was very good last week, Bix, but just a couple of times he's been done on reading the ball on the quick lead with Scotty Welsh. Is he able to play on the last line?
He is. One of the things they do rate him at Port Adelaide is his pace. I think he's the 2nd or 3rd quickest bloke at the power, so that's probably why he's started with Scott Welsh, but whether he's got the smarts and the experience that Welsh has, we'll wait and see.
That's the only thing he's been done on in the first 2 contests.
2-time Crows leading goal kicker Scott Welsh last year and his first year at the club, and he misses to the near side. And that's an ugly kick out of bounds on the full.
It was unusual last week. We saw Scott Welsh do a similar thing with a set shot, kick it out in the full. For a guy who is as highly skilled both sides of his body, that's very unusual.
He did win it last year with only 36 goals, which does tell you that if you win the goal kicking with 36, you haven't had a sensational year team-wise.
Michael Wilson back in the side this afternoon. Punishing kick, a good one to Wakelin. Cochrane is on. He ignores that. Walsh will try and knock it across to him. Well, in effect, the ball carried him, so he tracks it down towards half court. Anyway. Cochrane is still there. 55 metres out. They've been touched off the boot. It wanders down towards full forward, slapped across the line. Well done by Tawney, who started pretty well.
They've rejigged their back line now. Tawney's gone to pick up Ebert, replacing Bassett. Bassett's gone over to Wanganeen, so Nathan Bassett, there's still some danger with that if Wanganeen can be, the get-around type player he's capable of in the forward line.
Margin is 6 points, opening term. Showdown 17. Damie Stadium. Doughty to Tawney. Is it left half back? Runners alongside. Chooses to kick. Rutten won't be in the contest. May have been the target. He gets it in front, though it came off Bigland's hands. Bogan is in there as well. Bigland's over the top. Henschel trying to reef it out. They need to be careful. It's like a scrum here at the moment. Riley at the base of that, and eventually the most experienced umpire of today's trio, Darren Goldspink, will come across and ball it up.
Mark Rashido just coming off and Thompson coming back on. A lot of rotations Adelaide will use today.
Keep a track of that. 9-minute mark was when Mark Rashido came off.
Port Adelaide with 2 ruckmen there, Brogan and Primus. They were penalised for doing that once last week. Walsh got a toe poke away, but Shirley might pounce here. He gets a good shepherd, picks up Bassett, has some room to move. Doughty back to Bassett. John Cock provides the short option, and he shepherds nicely for Riley. They're away here, the Crows. No, they're not. Great tackle, Kane Corns. Ball flipped back to John Cock. The turnover, Franco. Not a lot of handball options. Goes to the big man Primus. Tapped it back, the 1-2-3. Cochran. Kane Corns, now they can steady. Caught by a brilliant tackle on the move. Scott Thompson back onto the field. He wants to stay on.
I'm not so sure he actually didn't get a snick off his boot, so technically it probably should have been play on.
I think you're right. Here's Tawney. He can score 55 metres out, long towards the square, off target.
Just a
Hit the
second
behind
time.
post, out of bounds on the full.
Second time, I might just check with Jason. Is there a breeze blowing to that pocket? There's been a couple of balls pull into that pocket quite savagely.
Look, not much at all, Dermot. They're very slight indeed today. It could get a bit breezy later on. They are expecting those showers.
First possession for Gavin Wanganeen, Montgomery and Brogan also, who all three of them have been on the ground for 100% of the game time so far. And that's their first possession.
Yes, well, Wanganeen got it from Montgomery. Now Matner gets it from Wanganeen. Not the intention.
Been in good form, Marty Matner.
Yeah, he has been. Rashido taking a break. Meantime, Skipworth from 75 metres out goes long. Plenty of Port players at the drop of the ball and coming across on the angle. Wakeland takes the mark in front of Welsh.
Even that mark by Wakeland, he jumped early and he returned to ground before the ball got to him, which indicates that the ball is dropping quite steeply.
Wanganeen got it from Pettigrew, who got it from Jew. The kick to half forward, chopped off by McLeod. Storms away, kicks to the wing. Riley looks back towards the middle initially. Edwards offers. He's got it now inside the centre square. Can go over the top to Skipworth. Hangs a long time in the air. Whoops. Knocks it across towards Shirley. Worked off it. Montgomery did well. Now they're going forward. Lade gets the hand pass across to Kane Corns. Kicks inside the forward 50. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful mark by McGregor, coming back with a flight of it. And the ball will have to come back because the umpire paid the mark.
And proud of booing, but they must understand you cannot have play on advantage from a mark. It can only be from a free kick.
Sets a fantastic example. Probably Hayden Skipworth will watch that and say, perhaps that's the effort I should have made. And Kenny McGregor, wonderful example.
Gary Ayres messed around playing him at centre-half back in an exhibition game in London. Ken McGregor, and at the end of it thought, he might make a defender. And he's done well since. Riley on the end of his pass.
Saw the Skipworth effort a second ago.
One of the Crows' first round draft choices, starting to blossom now. 12th overall, Riley, short to Henschel. Still on the wing, held up by Chad Corns. Another shortish pass. Brogan cuts it off against Biglands. Chad Corns, due about to get caught. Did he have prior opportunity? Umpire Goldspink says no.
Mark Rashido looking like he's setting up to come back on. He's had 3 minutes. By the time he gets back on, it'll be a 3.5-minute rest in the middle of the quarter.
He's like a cage lion pacing the boundary line. He wants to get back on.
He's saying, I want on.
Bounce on the outer side. Crows leaded by 6. Brogan over the top. Thumps it. Matner against the flow. Kicks well inside the forward 50. Perry in front from behind Wakeland. Swooping on it, Henschel. Running onto the ball, McLeod. He flirted with the idea of going on. Decided to stop. And will go back and kick it goal from about 10 metres out.
This is a nagging... This is, you call it, it's 10 metres out, 45-degree angle. but Andy McLeod is not the cleanest dropper of the ball to the foot, and just with that tiny bit of breeze, this will nag at him on the run in here. Well done by Perry too. He knew he was going to cop some heat from behind, stood his position, and there's Andy McLeod's great mate. Late.
Yeah. Getting set to say, come on. There's McLeod.
Kick through.
Got it straight through the middle. The Crows increase their lead.
Astra La Vista, baby.
Follow that Astra.
The new look Holden Astra is here with air conditioning, ABS and 4 airbags. New look Astra from only $21,990. Drive it for yourself.
Astra La Vista, baby.
About to tick into time on here. 20 minutes played, 4 minutes 55 plus the time on remaining. From the ball up, Edwards, they've done well, Bigland, Prosciutto, they're alive, Perry's on the move, can't get there. And the ball eludes all of them out of play.
Now the possession count 60 to 48 in favour of the Crows, but the clearances 8-2. The Crows are belting them in the middle, which, gee, I think that'd be an insult, taken as a big insult by the Port Adelaide Don Ballers.
That is their strength though, Adelaide. If you thought they were going to win one area, that would be it.
Saw the bench, Thompson back on it for the Crows. Good knock down to Corns of the Kane variety, to Wilson, to Cochrane. He did pretty well in the end against Van Berlo, the first gamer. Cochrane. Found the runner, but Montgomery's kick not so good. White comes hard, the boundary line of Sanctuary, and we will get a ball in.
Interesting kick that, because you had a Damon White opposed to Nathan Bassett up the field, yet he chose to dribble along the ground and play a defensive type kick out of bounds.
He's a little bit lost, Brett Montgomery, today. The man that he's been reported for hitting twice, Brett Burton, not playing for the Crows this afternoon.
Boundary throw in, Edwards right half forward. In front lane, flicks it down behind. Edwards taken strongly. Ball jarred out of there. In goes Corns. Cochrane had a very good tackle, but Adelaide will come up with the footy. Van Berlo to take it. From West Perth.
Trent Henschel has taken Corns completely to the boundary line on an early lead. He punched him in the stomach behind play there. It's going to be on between Corns and Henschel.
Prosciutto, meantime, spots a man, Tawney. Ball to right centre wing. He's done this a couple of times. Strides down towards the attacking 50. Sets it up, off hands, loose at the back. It goes for a behind.
One of those occasions where as a spectator you watch and you just wonder why Tawney doesn't carry the ball a bit further. He had 20 or 30 metres in front of him, still chose to kick it to a contest, and even they're outnumbered Adelaide there, so maybe not enough talking out there to tell him to keep running with the footy.
Crows have made a very good start here. They lead by 13 points. Port dominated the opening 5 minutes or so. Here's Dew, can send it a long way, and that is precision kicking.
That is an awesome kick.
Montgomery's got it right half back, 60 metres from goal.
Brogan running through. The traffic now will go down the line to him.
High ball in that direction. Walsh to the side of the pack. I think Brogan was trying to knock it there. Doughty taken down strongly by Walsh. Is that holding the ball? Not according to the umpire.
You'll see that tonight, Dennis. You remain in Adelaide.
And flying out, unfortunately, Dylan.
Big back slam.
I'd like to see it.
Bounce on the wing. I'm sure they'll look after you with a ticket. You could call it, Dennis. James kicks Port Adelaide to half forward. They need a late score on this term. Doughty down to Tawney to the open side towards Matney. If it bounces, he's away. It bounces. And he's away. Through the corridor. Short. Goodwin. Wants a long kick option. He's got a few of them. Corns dropping back into the hole. Can't get there to mark. Walsh mops it up. Around the body back to Corns.
They must use Henschel. He got off Corns, and Corns peeled way too early, recognising that Goodwin was going to be super direct.
To James down the corridor. Kane Corns wide. Got some work to do. Nicely taken mark out there by Ben Rutten.
Go back out there.
Edwards wide, and as you said, they've got plenty of options out there.
Got to wait for Henschel to come in, back around to the goal squeeze. The only tall person down there. Now Perry goes back.
Goes to Rashido as well. To the goal square. Perry, who you mentioned, drops it. Keeps it alive. Tries to make amends. Centering ball. Cochrane's there. Inside 2 minutes. James under pressure. Caught. Pettigrew. Can he get them out of trouble? He goes wide. Bouncing ball. Mackner. He gathers and the Crows might reload. Short. Over Edwards' head. Wanganeen. Quarter away. Wanganeen can get it to Jew. He does. Shrugs Mackner's tackle. Treadray's on the move. Can't get there. Does pretty well. Got one high from McGregor. Umpire didn't pay it. Ball touched on the line. And finally it's out of play. I was expecting a free kick there. I think Treadray was too.
Well, you talk about skill errors.
Golden opportunity.
He actually, shortly after this, he dropped to the ground and started punching it. Like Nathan Buckley when he went down in round one after he twanged that hamstring.
It's a good one-on-one contest, isn't it, with McGregor and Treadray at the moment?
Yep, he's got a good-sized body, McGregor, and he can stand up to the power that Treadray possesses.
We'll see. Boundary throw in, and it's going to be a free kick
at the moment.
Biglands. That's right.
Qualification needed.
Put Adelaide in danger, getting their lowest quarter score against Adelaide. It stands at 7 points. Now Mackner is paid a mark. Now he just popping it to space. Mackner running across and held it just long enough.
You're a kind man, Dennis.
Here's Edwards. From half-back to midfield, Begley.
Barnes has peeled off already, so Henschel has to get dangerous now. Oh, there's too many players side on. Look at all those Crows players side on. That means that they're lacking numbers elsewhere.
Short one. That's a good grab. Taken down hard by Wilson. He needs to be careful. Welsh incensed by all of that. And the umpire not enforcing the 50, but he certainly worked over on this occasion.
7 out of the last 8 50 entrances. So attacking 50 have gone to the Adelaide Crows.
Edwards told to play on. Pops it back towards the middle. Shirley passed off his chest. Then Burlow goes after it. Wilson in the opposite direction to James. Hasn't seen a lot of it. Goes very wide, close to the boundary line. Just in, it bounces out.
Possessing the ball pretty well, Bix. Uncontested marks. Adelaide 30, Port Adelaide 14.
Free kick here. I think he's paid that as deliberate out of bounds.
What? You're joking.
Yes, it looks like it.
So Bassett, they really need a long kick from Bassett and a mark. It would be the only chance of a late score for the Crows. And
then a 50 metres on top of the mark, I'd suggest, mate.
So a 13-point lead at quarter time to the Adelaide Crows. Showdown number 17. It's been a very good standard of game, and you would think the man coaching the Adelaide Crows in his first season as senior coach, Neil Craig, would be pretty happy with what the boys produced in his first showdown. Adelaide 3-2-20, Port Adelaide 1-1-7.
Tonight on Postcards, the story of Tarawi-born Hollywood legend J.P. McGowan, the serene beauty of South Australia's marine emblem, the leafy sea dragon, and I'm on the Murray getting to know a town called Blanche. See you tonight at 5:30 on Postcards.
Got something you no longer want or need? Cash Converters will pay instant cash for DVDs, TVs, stereos, CDs, video games, sporting equipment, and most of the other things you no longer want or need, as long as they're in good condition and working order. Instant cash for your unwanted quality goods. Cash Converters, where second hand doesn't mean second best.
When it comes to tools, a tradesman knows that his tools have got to do the job. Knows that when buying tools, he wants a store that has one of the largest ranges. That's why you can trust the guys from Total Trade Supplies. The staff have the expertise and the knowledge because they've used the tools. Whether it's power tools, hand tools, air tools, welding, safety products, adhesive, abrasives, or that hard-to-get tool. Total Trade Supplies, your total supply solution. Cormac Road, Wingfield.
Shelving, fittings and furniture. That's City Shelving. Racking, stacking, archiving and moving. That's City Shelving. Free on-site consultancy, new and second-hand. And we're very price competitive. Shelving, storage or handling answers for factory or office. That's City Shelving.
Welcome to Computer Depot. How can I help you today?
We can full-size tell 400 watt power supply and 4 drive bays, pending 4.3 GHz processor running 1 GB of ECC RAM, 200 GB hard drive, dual layer single time DVD burner, 90-inch LCD monitor, Bluetooth wireless keyboard and mouse, and chair.
I just want to get on the net. Sure, we can help you both.
Ask Computer Depot about getting the full experience on your new PC. Computer Depot, for those who know exactly what they need and those who just know what they want to do. 3 great locations.
Hi, I'm Carol. As owner of Profile Wardrobes, I can assure that we help our customers make the best possible choices when selecting wardrobes for their home. That we turn up on time to give our free measuring quote. That you can see and try the large range of styles and features that make your Profile wardrobe unique. I ensure that quality and value are built into every Profile wardrobe. Call us now at Profile for what's on special this month.
Getting a deposit together to buy your own home can be tough. But if you've got a clean 12-month rental history, HomeStart might be able to help you buy or build your own home. There are some requirements you need to meet, but hey, give them a call and find out if you qualify. Yeah, why not?
HomeStart. That's smart.
Direct Rug Outlet Marion store is now open. Get in today and grab a bargain at the $5 million grand opening sale. 50 to 80% off. Best price guarantee. Only at Direct Rug Outlet. Open 7 days.
Monday.
So, household rules.
She's laying down the law.
No kicking, no yelling, or slapping mummy.
But will these kids listen?
New Super Nanny, 7:30 Monday on 9.
The 2005 Toyota AFL season brought to you by our telecast sponsors Midas Car Care, Amy and Radio Rentals.
We are certainly being entertained here at Amy Stadium. The Adelaide Crows jumped out 13-point leaders at this point in time. Simon Goodwin, Andy McLeod and Graham Johncock, the goal kickers there. And also Ian Perry just absolutely killed one to choked completely on the mark. It should be 4. Let's have a look at the boys. It's pretty warm out there still. It's quite a clammy day. So we see Stewie Jew cooling down in front of the mist dispenser, Bix. There he is. Now, do you have a look at the Adelaide Crows, the way they set up a quarter time compared to Port Adelaide. I'll come back to that in a second. We'll just have a look at the entrances into forward 50. Adelaide, 57% of the penetrations forward go straight down the middle and 43 out wide. That 43% side, that's the side Matner is playing on. He's been very good at getting the ball going forward there. It does also indicate there is a bit of a breeze dragging across to the pocket on the far side of us over there. So I'll get back to that one just about the quarter time huddles. Let's go down to Jason McCartney.
Yeah, thanks, Dermot. Look, the Crows, Neil Craig, pretty happy with that first quarter, especially with the knowledge that the last 4 showdowns, the power has averaged 5 goals a quarter. Interesting, Chad Cornso was rather vocal towards Hayden Skipworth about one of his marking attempts in that first quarter. I think Bix highlighted that and spoke about it. So it'll be interesting to see how that contest continues on for the rest of the game.
I'm sure he won't be. Thanks, mate. I'm sure he won't be too pleased with the effort when he looks back. Just tell us about the way they set up at quarter time, the two teams.
Oh, well, Neil Craig spoke to Adelaide as a group, whereas
the whole lot?
the whole group. You looked at Port Adelaide, and they were just broken off into their separate groups, and Philip Walsh did a lot of talking, then Mark Williams came in late. But I just thought we saw some vision there of Neil Craig having some words with Skipworth. He would have been pumping him up then and saying, look, that happens, and there was probably a lack of talking around that told him that he was the man to go for the footy. So you'd hope that he'd come back and have a strong game now.
So what you're saying, he'd be trying to trick him into thinking it wasn't that bad an effort?
He'd just say, make up for it.
I think he was saying also, you better not do it again either. 7. Free kick in the middle here, and it's against Primus. It goes to Biglands. 13-point lead to the Crows. Long kick inside 50. Perry. Ball slaps it on McLeod. He got a kick on it to full forward. Chad Corns will take it through. He keeps it alive. Wilson. He's got some work to do. Holton comes hard at him, shrugs the tackle. Well played by Henschel. Now Riley. He can line them up from there. Brings it around and sends it home.
Look good, feel good. Let Southern Workout Store help you get back into shape. At Southern Workout Store, now is a great time to get savings on their huge expanse of fitness equipment. Check out their massive range of treadmills, walkers, exercise bikes, weight machines, and rowers. And Southern Workout Store staff can give you the good oil on fitness machines, health supplements, and clothing. Get into shape. Get into Southern Workout Store, Aldenhoven Road, Lonsdale, where you can get everything to keep fit.
Ben Riley, wonderful goal, 26-7. Caught in a spot of trouble here. Biglands, very high, spills wide. Montgomery, was he pushed in the back? I think he may have been. He'll get the free kick.
Noticeable too. Biglands just settle them down there, Dan.
Primus clash. Meantime, Kingsley gets it from Montgomery. Kicks down towards half forward, hangs a long time in the air. Wanganeen knocked it in front. Sliding in was Edwards. He's met solidly by Franco. And we've got a whistle, and Edwards will get the free.
We might get the one player play at one end of the ground because of the wind factor for the whole day here. Andy McLeod's gone from the half back flank to the half forward, so he'll be playing on the right-hand side of the screen again.
Matner's away like a relay runner, took the football, and he was off on the next leg. Long towards the pocket, leading back is Perry. Right in attendance with him, Wakeland goes on to the next fellow, dragged him down as well. Welsh worked overtime while he was on the deck. Meantime, Goodwin's got it. Hand passes to no one in particular. Franco across the body, going back. Riley.
Got some courage, this boy.
Good play. Riley at left half forward. About 70 metres from goal.
The breeze going back to Welsh.
The breeze just freshening a little bit. Blowing directly at Riley, chip inside the forward 50, and Tawney liked his game so far. Gives them carry, gives them legs.
One of the big pluses that Brent Riley has is just his ability with his foot. He is just a beautiful kick. You saw that off one step then, and Tawney did not break stride right on the chest. You love that as a forward.
He's actually playing on the back flank, back pocket at the moment, Tawney.
Coming back from pretty serious injury, had a cracked vertebrae in his back, which he picked up in the Wizard Cup. So he's pinning good nick to come straight back in and pick up the pace of it.
Margin currently at 19. Tawney from right on the 50. Sends it towards the square. Big pack, off hands. Under pressure again, this defence. Bolton went down, in goes Corns and slaps it towards the boundary line. They're working overtime. They're being challenged at the moment. Early going in the second term. Showdown number 17 at AB Stadium.
They are playing with their, as we say, their A-grade game. The number one game, the Crows at the moment. The Port are playing with about their C or D game.
Primus and Biglands, Montgomery, but McLeod steals it, snaps it, and only a behind. Pettigrew did pretty well on the behind line then.
One thing Adelaide have been doing well, they've been zoning off pretty well. And Port Adelaide, it's one of their strengths. They're a very organised side. Normally they take it out quite well. We'll see how this one goes.
Kingsley looks for Chad Corns. Well-directed pass. He can play on if he wants, and he wants. Jew. Normally likes to kick long. Corns about to get caught. Jew. Little tap over. Nice play. Kane Corns. The tread rate. Had a couple to beat. He did get back McGregor well. John Cock missed it. Wanganeen picked it. Franco's got it, but they've got him. And we will get another ball up. Shirley has been wearing Franco tightly. Franco's wife. I'll ask him after the game, who's that Shirley you were with all Sunday?
Surely not.
Good tackle, and he knew if he let hands free, he was going to dish off to a dangerous man.
Franco just missed it then. Back in the middle of the pack. James kept it alive. Rashudo. Doughty. Henschel. Goes up against Wilson. Good one-on-one battle there. Wilson wins out. Gets a shepherd from Jew. Kingsley. Now Jew can send this long. Loads up. Goes toward Ebert in the goal square. Ebert heads under it. Holton gets back. It's a goal regardless. Untouched from 70.
A&R's new store at Manopara has opened, so help us celebrate and save. 50 blank DVDs, $27.95. Save on USB 2 flash drives from $29.95. Pentax 5 megapixel digital camera for $369, and here's value includes large LCD monitor, DVD burner, internet, and multifunction printer, just $14.99 at A&R. Now at 600 Main North Road, Manopara, and A&R stores throughout Adelaide.
Two outstanding goals back-to-back. Riley at one end, Dew at the other. 31 goals last season, including 6 round 1 against the Bombers.
It's his first for the season, I think. Half an hour between goals there. Second. Sorry, he had one. Wanganeen hasn't got one. That's what we highlighted before. Half an hour between goals for the Power.
Bounce. Not the best of them. Down goes Kingsley. Doughty should have taken it. James put the body in. Franco tries to feed it out. Down goes Hudson. Back comes James. Over the top, Riley.
It's a hot ball there.
Yep.
Good contest. It's man-on-man footy at the moment. Not often do Port Adelaide play like that.
Forget the WWE. This is the real stuff. We're enjoying this. Up goes Polton. Thumps it down towards half forward. Well, half back as it turns out. Going back is John Cock. He's won the football. It's his defence. Little chip to the wing was Shudo. Plays on to Riley. Riley runs forward at the wing, goes with the outside of the boot. Too clever by half. Coming up is Perry. Run down from behind. Was he pushed in the back? Yes, he was.
Carried forward in the tackle. I tell you what, Riley is doing some real damage to Port Adelaide in this quarter.
Perry turned 26 yesterday.
Plenty of space in Adelaide's forward line. Not many Adelaide players in there, but there's plenty of space.
It's going to be a 2 against 5, so don't go long. It'll be... Oh, that's a
Checks the kick, just pops it up towards the pocket. In front was Thompson. Coming through was Welsh. Thompson goes again, lays it off. This is Matner with the right boot. Trying to bend it back at the post.
Martin Matner, not known for his right foot kicking. That would have been an amazing goal.
A lot of the Shane
right footer he's ever.
A lot of the Shane Parkers about him, isn't there? He's got that worried
Scotty
run.
Lucas wannabe, I think he is.
Said the thing he hates most about playing footy is the warm-up before the game.
Just wants to get straight into it.
Starting to warm up now.
I tell you what, it's going to be a good career if that's the biggest worry he's got.
Kingsley looks for Chad Corns. Matner again. Knocks it out of play.
You're right. You know what also? He has the same shaped head as Shane Parker.
Does that make much difference to your football?
He's as Peter Landy said once, if you put Parker's head on him, he'd look just like him.
Primus. In the ruck, slaps it down. Bit of an umpire bump there on umpire Goldspink. Toe poke along the boundary line by James, and umpire Goldspink's okay, and we might not hear anything of that bump, hopefully. We have a look. Here it is, Doughty. Goldspink the aggressor.
That'll go through now, no problem. Bassett drops off to the left-hand side. Yeah, left-hand side of screen, and Montgomery to the other end as the loose man for Port Adelaide.
Franco threads his way through traffic nicely. Treadray half held.
Downfield, is it? No, held at the line of the ball.
Or is it a reversal?
Yeah, no, at the line here.
It's going to Hudson.
Yep.
Mark Williams wouldn't be happy with this because they were going their way, and he mentioned before the game that he was disappointed with some of the off-the-ball free kicks last week, and they've done it again today. So undisciplined acts there.
Hudson, very wide. Doughty won't get there in time. It's out of bounds at right half forward. Casual kick.
Port Adelaide have pressed back. We said a couple of minutes ago. And it's this one. It's nothing in it, but that's what... Oh, it's gone to ground with that.
He's on a very short fuse, though, Josh Franco, isn't he?
He is at the moment.
He's very aggro about things. There's the boundary throw in. Doughty off the ball. Hudson collides with Primus, and Primus is getting the free. So Primus at left half back.
Franco comes off.
Perhaps Darren Goldspink saw the replay of the last one.
So Primus, short. Oh, that's risky. Down goes Kingsley. He's going to get a free kick, and he's very lucky. Shy of half back. Still in his own defensive 50.
That takes the free kick count up to 6 for Port Adelaide, 11 for the Crows.
Let's go down to Jason on the boundary.
Josh Franco straight off the ground, straight on the phone to Mark Williams. I think he would let him know in no uncertain terms that no undisciplined free kicks when they've got the football.
Cassisi back to Kingsley. It goes towards half forward, off hands, behind it's White, claimed by Skipworth. Treadway taken to the ground. And he's going to get a free kick held without it. What about the kick from Primus, though? Talk about delusions of adequacy. That was a shocking kick across half-back, but still, they're penetrating their forward 50 now. Brogan reaches over the top of the pack. Jew taken front on. Was it high? Riley took him down. He bulldogged him down.
Covering some territory, Brent Riley. He's doing work with entries into the 50 there. You saw him back doing some great work in the defensive 50.
Inside attacking 50 for Port. Primus, spiritual leader of this club, couldn't get it away to a teammate. So poked out of there, John Cock. Dowdy. Hasn't got a lot to go to. Crows have flooded back. Chips it. Welsh.
Now what's the pace of McLeod here?
All running back. McLeod, Cassisi. McLeod a hand to it. Cassisi played brilliantly on Ackermanis last week. He rides McLeod, but McLeod rides him. Brilliance. John Cock there, but a great spoil in the end, knocking the ball clear by Wilson.
That, even though he didn't mark that passage of play by Andy McLeod, just to keep the ball alive and control it in front of him without actually taking possession, that is as good as it gets below the knees.
So Primus again, they wrestle in the ruck. Hudson, slap to the back. Skipworth couldn't break free. Wilson, Shirley, picks up, spots the goalposts, and sends it through!
Not content with World Rally Championships or Dakar victories. Never satisfied with Le Mans podiums or Indy checkered flags. Toyota is taking the ultimate challenge. Formula One racing. We race. We learn. You win.
I suppose the best thing about that great goal was the fact that after he kicked it, we saw Ian Perry lift him up. He's getting his confidence back. He didn't drop him.
Inside 50s, 20-10 in favour of the Crows, so they are doubling them in that facet of the game. They need the return on the board now. They've sneaked out to a 21-point lead.
Hudson, well done. Swooping on it for a shootout. High ball. Down towards full forward. It wanders towards the pocket. Wakeland goes back. There's Perry. Feeds it wider still. Edwards. It's down there somewhere. He knows that. He's got it just outside the 50. Confronted by Walsh. Sets it back towards full forward. The breeze pushes it back towards the pocket. Wakeland was up, punched it away, but there's going to be a free kick. And it will go to Welsh, who was upended as he approached that football.
He just got into him too early here, Pettigrew. Now that ball is nowhere.
Is that a bit of an experience then? Very conscious of your man, not wanting him to fly.
Well, you know what it is? It's a panic on the contest. Rather than accept, I have ability as a league footballer. When the ball gets here, my ability will spoil the ball against my opponent. It's a panicking decision made. He made the decision to put him out of the contest. Tell you, was that Wakeland who flicked the ball back into the centre? What danger by an experienced player.
Welsh. 30 metres out. Very slight angle, and he comes and he kicks it. Alarm bells are sounding for Port Adelaide.
Whether you work in an office or out on the road, A&R Computers do the job day in, day out. What a deal. Comes with dual-layer DVD burner, 17-inch screen, internet printer, speakers and Windows XP for $11.99. Or an Asus notebook with CD burner, DVD player, widescreen, bag and a mouse for just $16.99. Ask A&R about getting the full experience on your new PC at A&R Adelaide, Holden Hill, Melrose Park, Noarlunga and Port Adelaide.
Mark Williams on screen to stop the flow. 27-point lead to the Adelaide Crows, their biggest lead of the game so far. Lade to do the ruck work now for Port Adelaide. Once again, Hudson does reasonably well, but Kingsley the takeaway. No handball, targets one side, goes to Ebert the other. Ebert's a long kick of the ball, launches from 60, goal square, Primus beaten for it by Rutten, close to the boundary line, and we will get a ball in. John Cock and Primus.
They must capitalise here, the Crows. You have to look at it unbiasedly and say that The Crows are playing their A-grade game, Porter in their C-grade, and they will come at them, so they must get this lead happening. That's too high.
A free kick to Kane Corns, about 30 metres out.
It's one of those things, isn't it? The adrenaline's pumping and you just have to temper your approach on the ball, and Hudson's been doing some great work around the stoppages. The ball hits the ground and he just gets a bit over-enthusiastic and catches Corns high. And this is a big kick for Port Adelaide. Like Dermot said, if they haven't had the run of play, and if they can get this, they're a lot closer than what perhaps they may have been.
Nice angle for the right footer. Should open up for him. You'd like him to kick this. 25 metres out.
Good kick.
He's got it. As scripted. Back they come.
Heard about Kev? Yeah. Rumour has it he's never done it. Really? Not interested, apparently.
Must be a genetic thing. If you haven't played Keno, you don't know what you're missing. Keno, win it by the minute.
Famous brands saved us 61%. Sanderson Private Collection saved us 61%.
It's our biggest sale ever.
And tomorrow, $100 jackards, $39.95. $120 jackards, $39.95. $150 jackards, $39.95.
See you tomorrow.
How obsessed with the game he is, Kane Corns, over summer. All the Port Adelaide players were allowed to take the Premiership Cup home for a weekend. He took it home for Christmas Day and made it the centrepiece of Christmas lunch. And he hands off to Wanganeen. Kicks inside 50 to Treadray. That's out of the Port Adelaide copybook.
A quick takeaway from the middle there. Big Warren, you don't see him often lead out and mark on the chest. Normally gets it, the hands to it up above the head. Well done by Wanganeen. Direct footy. Also, Mark Machado, yes, he is on the bench. He went to the bench with 9 minutes remaining in the first quarter, 10 minutes remaining this quarter. So you'd suggest he'll copy his 2 to 3 minutes and get back on for the last 6 or 7.
He make it to a road. He has sprayed it, as you said, Dermot.
Poor kicking action, then he dropped the ball too high.
Interesting, the last 2 bounces, Port Adelaide have taken it out both times and had 2 shots a goal.
Argent 20 points then. 40 plays 20. Halfway through this second term. Going back with courage on the outer side was Thompson.
A lot of courage that took.
Brogan, Thompson, missed it, found it. Corney feeds it back. In the back pocket, Bassett to John Cock.
Got to come down the middle. If he can use his vision, he goes for the safer kick out.
McGregor will need to go, and he does. Strong hands under some duress there. McGregor doing a very good job. This is Bassett. Treadray, of course, looms as a potential match winner. Interesting kick. Plenty of throws around at Hudson to John Cock. Beats White. No need to lay it off. He's on the wing now. He goes down towards the attacking 50. Perry props in front, shields the drop of the ball. Now Welsh has got it deep in the pocket, pulls it back towards the middle. Henschel comes up, hands to it, couldn't hang on. Wakeland's got it, Kane Corns is breaking. Now an opportunity for Port around the outer side. White is going across the ground as well. He wants it. Dropping off is Treadray. Bassett needs to get back there quickly. It comes to Shattuck. Shattuck runs inside the forward 50. Not the best finish for Port, given the build-up to Ebert a chance. Pulled off it, smothered, comes back to him. Ebert runs deep in the pocket, hooks it around. Magnificent goal.
The QEH Research Foundation Home Lottery is here. Act quickly to get your ticket. You could win the Merck and the Mediterranean Early Bird Prize. Only tickets purchased prior to the 5th of May are eligible to win the package, including a Mercedes-Benz SLK, a Greek island hopping holiday, plus $10,000 cash. If all tickets are sold by the early bird deadline, all 2005 draws will be made early, including the 2 grand prize showcases. Visit us online or call now to order your tickets. And thank you for your support.
He's really been made to earn his spot, Brett Ebert, but he's got some talent. It's in his blood. 5 McGarry medals between he and his father.
A big play with Scott Welsh centering that ball, wasn't it?
Certainly was, and there could even have been a Crow free kick just before that Port Adelaide goal at full back. From the ball up, Thompson. Goal! Bump behind play, Dermot enjoyed. Thompson kicks inside 50 to Wilson.
That was Dennis.
So
he likes it.
Tough. Long kick, Shattuck. Port Adelaide have had the best of the last 7 or 8 minutes.
That's 50.
And that's 50, and that might take Aaron Shattuck within range.
Yeah, I don't know what. young Begley was thinking at that stage? Did he mistake a play on call, or just blatantly charged over the mark?
Actually, I made the noise because Shattuck had to go at somebody. He wasn't too happy. It's amazing how footy turns around. Having a lot to say to the umpire, his disposition almost matched his name there, and suddenly here he is from 35 metres out.
Big kick this. We've ticked into time on second term.
Yes.
Didn't play against Port Adelaide last year in the grand final for Brisbane. Did play in the premiership the year prior. And he wants one with the power this year. He threads it.
Here comes the Midas team out onto the ground. Boy, what an outfit. This Midas team has it all. Mechanical repairs on everything from suspension and brakes to mufflers. They're a well-oiled machine, this mob. When it comes to total car care, including logbook car servicing, the opposition has no chance. Get one and it won't void your new car warranty. So ring 136432 for total car care. And you know what they say, trust the Midas touch.
So the Power making their move now. Back to 8 points. Moments ago, it seems. It was 20. Rucks go at it. Biglands knocks it down. Spills out to Thompson. Ripped off him by Franco. Down he goes. Claimed by Edwards.
Important move was Wangan into the middle. He's had his hand on the ball a couple of times in there. I guess when you're under the pump, you put your experienced players where the ball is, and he hadn't seen much of it up forward.
So Roger James on the boundary. He'll be important before this is done. Don't worry about that. Thompson charges in. There's a whistle. Advantage is paid. Thompson got it away to Edwards. Kicks inside the forward 50. Walsh did well. Went back and found it.
Now, because of the tags and the rotations that are going through the middle, Kane Corns continues to not be manned up.
As for distance, no, he does not. The last moment just checks and pops it out wider. And the man Dermott was talking about, Kane Corns, has got it. Under 8 minutes till half-time.
13th possession, Dennis, for Corns.
And this game is building. It's been very good there. Plenty of crows in the air and on the ground, as it turns out. Thompson over the top to Tawney. Good one, out against the boundary line. Jew came hard. In there is Begley, robbed of the football. Jew took a tumble. Going to ground Wiley, tried to give it to Goodwin. And the ball just behind his feet and out of bounds. Bad luck for the Crows. They had the numbers to make something of that.
That was good pressure by Port. They were outnumbered 2-5 then, and they just were able to slow it down, put enough pressure on to force a boundary throw in and get himself back in the game.
Mark Prosciutto waiting to come on still.
Got some strength, Stuart Dew. He just pushed Goodwin over with a bump. It's an amazing shrug. And he gathers here. Gives to Kane Corns, wide. Takes it in front of Tawney. Too far out to score. Lays it off to Lade. Goal square. Primus heads down to the ball. Legally, according to the umpire. And we will get a ball in.
McLeod comes off and Mark Prosciutto comes on to finish out this first half. Let's have a look at the disposals there on screen. Kane Corns said he's really running around at will. You even have a look at this boundary line throw in. No one standing next to him. Prosciutto goes near him now.
Prosciutto gets it off the hand of Primus. Just gets the kick away, but it's all Port. Cassisi made a little meal of it.
Good result for Adelaide again too. It was 3-on-1 there. Henschel pushed up to try and make a contest. Cassisi just couldn't get a handle on it and out of bounds.
Great endeavour by Stewie Dew there. We're just looking at that replay, but he's feeling the effects as a result. It's a lot of carcass to be hitting people with and getting hit. It's a big target. Dowdy at the base of that. James over the top. A ball up, down towards left half forward. 40 plays 32.
Still arguing, Josh. You're right, I don't know what tablets he's on, but they're making him angry.
You'd be angry too if you missed 2 full seasons. Did you need twice? Missed the grand final victory?
Unlike your good self, as long as you were getting paid still.
Good one. Comes away with the football.
The center square.
Edwards. As it bounce, he's going across country at the moment. Welsh comes on the lead. Pettigrew got there in the nick of time. Jarred it loose. Perry back to Edwards. Press forward at the wing to Begley. Inside the centre square, dropped it. James onto it. Legged is James by Begley. And the free kick will go to James.
Second time, just a basic error in our most basic rudiments of the game, dropping a mark that is very, very simple. Perry's cost a goal at the other end in the first quarter. That one's cost a turnover.
To Wanganeen from James. Corns wants it back in the middle. That's Chad Corns. Wilson is on.
There's a degree of comfort about Port Adelaide at the moment, even though they're still 8 points adrift.
Cochrane to Jew. This will go deeper. Jew fires one inside the forward 50. It zings down towards the pocket. It took the deflection. Rutten comes up. Good pick up by the big defender. Pumps it back towards the wing. Henschel takes the mark. Told to go Lade. Well, he effected the kick. It's Stewie Lade. The ball comes to the outside of the boot. And out of bounds down towards right half forward. Brendan Lade, sorry, where did I get Stewie from? It's out of bounds.
Combine Stewie Jew and Brendan Lade into the one player.
Stewie's my man.
Brendan Lade's a little bit spent at the moment as we see the McGregor-Tredray match-up stats, but Lade has to do the ruck work here. And he worked his way in front for a free kick. Play on advantage. Chad Corns, 20! Body on the line.
That's a great highlight of our game, isn't it? The courage you have to take and sometimes and marking back with the ball.
Henschel, Rashudo, he can line them up from here. Goes toward the goal square. Oh, that's top draw. If you've just joined us, that's what Rashudo does.
Looking for a bargain from some of Australia's leading betting brands? Then look no further than Dreamland's big brand sale. At Dreamland, we've been supplying our customers with the leading brands for over 25 years and at the best prices around. Why? Because as South Australia's largest specialty betting group, we pass our huge volume discounts on to you. So if you want a good night's sleep without hurting your pocket, come to Dreamland. We stand behind every bet we sell.
Dreamland. Wonderful stuff.
Just steadies the ship a bit, doesn't it?
You look at the history of certain clubs, and no matter, well, you mentioned wages before lightly, but no matter what Adelaide have paid Mark Rashudo over the journey, you could say it's just not enough. He's been everything to this club. Counting your good self out, Bix.
No, he's miles in front of me.
Had a season high 36 against Port round 7 last season. There he is again. Good one. John Cock. Very high ball. It floats towards centre half forward. Corns and Henschel fell at their feet. Rode by Wanganeen. Wanganeen comes across the ground. Now an opportunity for Shattuck. Metres in the clear. Lacking support though. Goes back by about 30 metres to Wakeland. Get the feeling that Adelaide have responded to the challenge, and Shattuck again getting stirred up. This time with John Cock. Wakeland's got the football. Port were, as Dermot said, looking very comfortable. And Adelaide trying to ruffle them out of that zone at the moment. Holton was up from behind the pack, knocked them all over. Up comes Rashudo. It's going to be a free kick, I think, to Shattuck after all of that.
Just the hand on the head from Rude to young Shattuck saying, yeah, I'm going at it hard, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. And Shattuck acknowledges and said, OK, I'll take the kick, Mr. Rashudo.
And that's the great thing about Rashudo. He's not a mean player. He's not a nasty player. He's just a hard player.
He's as tough as they come.
Wilson across the ground, and the mark is taken by White. Lays it off to Cochrane. Cochrane runs down towards right half forward, chips inside the forward 50, just wide of Polton. Coming up with dashes, Doughty. Gets the hand pass away to Goodwin. Goodwin looks back towards the middle, awkward half volley for Tawney. Kept his head nicely done. Doughty back. They're running hard. Matner goes beyond the wing, his second bounce. Will he take a third? No, he's 60 metres out. Spots Welsh, and Welsh is marked 35 metres out of that. Almost directly in front. Let's go down to Jason.
Bit of tension and feeling coming in this game. We've had Gavin Wanganeen and Tyson Edwards on behind players we're looking at now. Bit of a scuffle. Once again, Mark Rashudo come in as a lending hand and kept Aaron Shattuck at bay.
I'll tell you what, Martin Matner, one of the things people have had a go at him about is sometimes his poise and about his ability just to steady. He has just improved so much. His ability then, just to sum it up, had 2 bounces and didn't blaze long, just spotted Scott Welch.
Important kick, this one, really important.
Going for his second. He puts it through. I'll stop the rock.
Hungry Jack's, where it's at, Hungry Jack's.
The big, juicy burger that started it all. The legendary Whopper.
I like that.
100% flame grilled beef with pickles, ketchup, onion, tomato, lettuce and mayo. Legendary.
Love it at Hungry Jack's. Love it at Hungry Jack's.
The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
2 second quarter goals for Scott Welsh. Kickbags of 7 and 8 last year. They can rack them up. In the shadows of half-time, Rashudo, who's been the inspiration, kicks another good one. Edwards, the usual suspects, McLeod. Thompson has one inside. Henschel
has not. You're allowed to cock the handball, but once you move that direction, it's play on. He didn't move.
Welsh, Pettigrew, boundary line.
A lot of people would,
ball in.
Yeah, Dwayne, a lot of people would suggest that is play on, but you can cock the handball, you can look in that direction. Once you take a motion to go in that direction, it's play on. He doesn't take the motion, so it is not playing. Good, well umpired.
So you can't get called play on just for thinking about it?
No.
Lade and Hudson, important minute and a half coming up here. Wanganeen got a little nudge. Umpire said it was okay. Wilson, McLeod, Cassisi. Boundary line, McLeod's too quick for the boundary line. Good one. Chip kick. Hudson paid 15 metres and he takes them up.
How will he go, Bix? Will he get the journey? He's into a little bit of a breeze.
I wouldn't have thought so. This is an interesting setup now. He either has to back himself and actually know that he's going to kick the distance or sit it up 10 metres in front of the square. He doesn't want to kick it to the line and have it punched through.
And he does sit it up. Timori to kick. Perry waiting back, waiting down. Wanganeen got the toe on ball and it's through for Abraham with 1:07 to the long break.
I think it was Greg Williams in that situation several years ago when an opposition player socketed the ball through defensively. He celebrated and the umpire said, oh, he's happy about that. That must be a goal. I think he sucked in a goal, umpire.
Might have been a bit closer than that, though.
Yeah.
West Coast Eagles it was at Optus, yeah.
I'm quite sure there's a West Coast Eagles player whose name escapes me, Dennis, from years, about 5-6 years ago, that Mark Rashudo would suggest is a pretty nasty play. Who was it that he ran into?
Can't remember
He
that.
gave a 360 to a player out here on a big bump once.
Dean Kemp.
Dean Kemp, that's right.
It was too.
Hudson close to the boundary line. Couldn't keep it in. And throw it in.
I almost brought his name up when Dennis said he's not a nasty type fellow. I thought you might want to ask Dean Kemp that.
Yeah. Gee, 360'd him, didn't he, on impact? Was out on the half-forward flank to the right-hand side of the screen here.
I'm sure the ball was in the vicinity.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Thrown in. Brogan works it down. Franco in trouble again. Back to Brogan. Tosses it across towards Cassisi. The hurried kick floats towards half-forward. Tawney.
He's been very good.
Yeah, he's been terrific. I like him as a player.
He loved Kempy more, didn't he?
Kempy was good.
He was a champ.
Goodwin goes long towards half-forward. Thompson worked in front. Well done. 55 metres out. We're down to 14 seconds. The clock continues to run. Thompson oblivious to that.
Time on now.
It stops yet. 13.
Bassett's
Back on
run
now. Thompson.
Nathan Bassett's run all the way from fullback. He's going to have a jump at this.
Brogan from one side. Bassett was the meat and the sandwich off the ground. I think it was Welsh. It was. How about that with his second to half-time? The Adelaide Crows increased their lead. He's got 3. The margin was 13 points at quarter time. It will be 27 at half-time, despite the best attempts of Port to get back into it. Welsh just cruising past. Gets the drive-by goal.
I tell you what, it was a drive-by. We have the effects mic right behind the goals, and almost on impact of striking the ball, Scotty Welsh lets out a guttural yes as he kicks it. We might replay it in a second if we get time. Fantastic live human emotion attached to this.
That was just Welsh wishing Walsh well. 1 second left on the clock, and the Crow unit would be pretty happy with their opening half's work in Showdown 17. And Mark Rashudo, centre of screen. He was centre of the action when he came on. Kicked a gem of a goal. And Neil Craig, coaching his first Showdown this afternoon, will see his team go into the break with a handy break. Port Adelaide in trouble. The reigning premier on the ropes. Adelaide 9-5-59. Port Adelaide 5-2-32.
National 9 Newsbreak, brought to you by the Nissan Drive to a Million. At your Nissan dealer now.
Good afternoon. Police are hunting arsonists who torched a house in Vale Park this morning. The blaze broke out just after 5 a.m. The neighbours tried to stop it from spreading, but without success. The owners weren't home at the time. The damage bill could top $300,000. And 6 cars in a car yard at Hampstead Gardens were also set alight. Police are looking for witnesses to come forward. And Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles are finally married 3 decades after they first met. They exchanged vows in a small civil ceremony, followed by a blessing in St George's Chapel.
When will these truckies ever learn?
At the back of the car exploded into flames.
Downright frightening new proof in a major investigation. Toyota presents 60 Minutes, 7:30 tonight.
There is a power so awesome, so irresistible, you'll do anything to get your hands on it. Introducing M3 Power, the first battery-powered shaving system from Gillette. It has M3 Power Glide blades with a patented comfort coating for less irritation. Turn on its M3 Power Glide blades. You get an unbelievably close, comfortable shave. A battery-powered razor with our most advanced blades. It's Gillette's best shave. M3 Power from Gillette.
It's a 99. Immaculate body. Sparkling finish. It's done about 40,000 Ks. And I'd say this Falcon was 2 months past its scheduled brake fluid replacement. Glad we booked him in, Davo.
Nobody knows your Ford like we do. Visit your local Ford dealer right now and our Ford factory-trained technicians will replace the front or rear brake pads on EL to AU Series 3 Falcons for only $99. Ford service. Nobody knows your Ford like we do.
After 45 years, Beaumont Tiles is still bursting with all the latest new looks. New tiles, new styles, and just look at the prices. Save $20 a square metre on latest fashion wall tiles, polished porcelain from $22.85. Come on in for a good look and save. Beaumont Tiles.
Winston Music, South Australia's biggest new and used Yamaha piano dealer, now for a limited time has new Yamaha keyboards from only $99. And for only $18 a week, you can rent to own a quality guaranteed used Yamaha piano. Winston Music, 87 Winston Avenue, Door Park.
When you come into Westpac with a tricky question, any of our staff will gladly help. And if it's too tricky to answer personally, they won't just palm you off to someone else. Instead, all our people have access to a dedicated team for situations like these. There, they'll sort out your question, and the person you asked will return with your answer. It's all part of our Ask Once promise.
Carlton Draft. Made with barley, hops and attractive yeast. Brewed in a big metal thing. Put in kegs and driven around. By horses. Poured into frosty sideways glasses. And drunk in pubs. Carlton Draft. Made from beer.
I started to cry. Zoolander, tonight on 9.
Half time at AAMI Stadium, and it is happy days for the Crows at this point in time anyway. 27-point lead to the Crows, 9-5-59. Port Adelaide, 5-2-32. Goal kickers, Bix.
Yes, we look at Adelaide. Scott Welsh has been very dangerous up forward. He's got 3. Goodwin, Riley, John Cox, Shirley McLeod and Rashuto have rounded them out. Ebert 2, Juve, Shattuck and Corns for Port Powell.
And as you said, Scotty Welsh got 3, but also Simon Goodwin opened up the goals spree for the Adelaide Crows in the first half. Got on the end of one, and this is what he does best. Plays his footy brilliantly like this.
He loves that left foot, and he's a deadly shot when he's on the run. You can just see him crossing over 50 and right over the goal umpire's head. Very good kick.
Well, we have a look at Adelaide. They've had 25 more possessions in the midfield, and that's transferred to 12 extra inside 50 penetrations for the Crows. So they're giving their forwards opportunity here.
Well, that's it. And you look at some of their good players. Rashido's played well. Tawny's got a lot of ball through the midfield, and Tyson Edwards has also done some good stuff as well. So they are getting good service. They've had some good patches in the ruck as well. They've been given first look out of the middle, and that puts a lot of pressure on the Port Adelaide defence.
As you suggested, Scotty Welsh playing close to goal has got the 3. Every other goal kicker has got a single. So 6 other goal kickers. They've got 7 goal kickers to half-time, the Crows. So it's not as if the Port Adelaide team can just flood back and go, right, let's crowd around this. There's the big shout by Scotty Welsh. Love it when you get to hear human emotion in a game of footy, and that affects Mike was what? 3-4 metres away from Scotty when he socketed it through. And wasn't he a happy camper? Well, Andy McLeod, there's one passage of play here where the ball's below his knees. It is as good a footy as you see from a non-baller.
Well, it's been a really good contest. Cassisi's played pretty close to him, but he's got his hands in the footy. There've been some real one-on-one contests. There was one late in the quarter where McLeod was able to keep his feet and run around Cassisi, but he has done some good work, Andrew McLeod. And talk about raw emotion. You got to your feet when he did that bit of good play.
But the control was just brilliant. I mean, it's something that you can't teach. I think this is it here. Yeah. Now watch him. He's got an opponent to contend with. He's got to keep the ball in it. He just keeps it alive. And he actually runs backwards. I always used to say that if you saw somebody, you can tell a really classy player, and I wouldn't suggest this for kids, when they actually run backwards, when they've got the ball and they actually run backwards. Andy McLeod did that. That's confidence in your own ability not to stumble. I reckon I went through a career and never ran backwards once.
I can't remember too many occasions running backwards there.
Andy McLeod does it regularly. He's just so well balanced. Well, a possible game turner. It turned the trend of the game in the second quarter. Scotty Welsh could have had a ping.
Yeah, look, it's one of those things. Sometimes you can be too unselfish, and that one there, he squared it up. He opened it up for Wakeland to just get a hand in there, and it really did change the flow. They got a bit of a run on it, and they got a goal out of this, and it's almost a 12-point play. If he has a shot and kicks it, Crows go one more goal up. And on the converse side, Port Adelaide take it down and get a goal out of it.
Well, they did, and that was, it's favoured by the little spoil on him there. He got into a bit of space after his push, but brilliant skill to get it there. Well, after the break, we're going to show you our new contest, Memorable Moments. You'll get the chance to vote on that via SMS. Right here at the Amy Stadium, it is the Crows by 27 points.
It's a survivor first. 6 tribal councils, 1 team, 2 survivors.
Nothing has worked for this tribe. I mean, nothing.
Can the mighty beat the many? Must see Survivor, Tuesday on 9.
Jarvis guarantees the absolute best Toyota prices in Adelaide. Here's proof.
Current shape Toyota Camry, auto, air, low kilometres for $19,990. The features go on and on.
Yeah, okay, Mr. Voiceover Man, the features are great, but this is more important. You get Camry fuel economy, loads of room, fit the whole family in. Look at the boot, and the best bit...
Jarvis Toyota price, $19,990.
Jarvis Toyota, the absolute best price. You'll find us.
This is it, Mitre 10 Mega, the biggest Mitre 10 ever. Look at this, over 200 undercover car parks. And if you need timber, drive in and get it, undercover. Mitre 10 Mega, North East Road, Modbury, open 7 days.
It's Kawasaki clearance time at Bolton's Kawasaki. The showroom's overflowing with new Kawasaki motorbikes and quality used bikes along with a great range of jet skis. Bolton's Kawasaki have got them at the lowest possible prices. Bolton's Kawasaki, 340 South Road, Richmond, real deals on 2 wheels.
Economiser Home Loan offers a competitive rate and no monthly loan service fee for the life of the loan. Minimum loan amount $100,000. Conditions apply. Offer ends 30th of June 2005.
Hello there. When it comes to pain relief, it's important to get to the source of the pain. Try Voltaren Emel Gel. Available without prescription. It's clinically proven to penetrate to the source of the pain. Watch. Oh, it's cool to apply, soothes, and helps relieve sore muscles. Mm-hmm.
The military's toughest soldier has just been assigned to protect this ordinary family.
Oh my...
That's scary.
Now he's changing in ways he never imagined.
Please tell me that was the doc.
The pacifier.
New York, tallest city in the world, but underground.
Trapped
700 feet below the surface of Manhattan, and he knew he was going to die.
The mystery of the ghost in the hole. CSI New York, 9:30 Tuesday on 9. The 2005 Toyota AFL season brought to you by our telecast sponsors Keno, A&R Computers and Midas Car Care.
Overcast conditions here. Pretty clammy though, still fairly muggy. It's in the mid-20s and it is the Adelaide Crows by 27 points, 9-5-59. Port Adelaide 5-2-32. Major goal kicker Scotty Welsh has 3 for Adelaide, and for the Power, Ebert has 2. Well, the AFL and Toyota are giving you a chance to be part of history and vote on the most memorable moments in the history of our game. 3 moments will be presented to you each week over the next 15 weeks, and you get the chance to vote on them via the SMS facility. Here is week 1 of the AFL Toyota Most Memorable Moments.
The AFL has a long and rich history of over 100 years. Now the AFL is giving you the chance to vote on the most memorable moment in the history of the game. Over the next 15 weeks, the top 45 moments will be revealed. Each week, 3 moments will be presented for voting. Here are this week's 3 nominations for the Toyota AFL Most Memorable Moment.
Robertson gets the free kick.
The 1970 VFL Grand Final had it all. In front of a record crowd of 121,696, football's greatest rivals, Carlton and Collingwood, played out a match for the ages. There would be the goal-kicking genius of Peter McKenna, whose 5 first-half goals enabled the Magpies to lead by 44 points at half-time. It would produce the mark of the century, courtesy of Alex Jezelenko. And in a frenetic second half, the master coach Ron Barassi issued his immortal orders to handball at every opportunity and run the Pies off their feet.
We did increase our handball rate, and we did more from the back line because we had to take risks. I mean, when you're down, you've got to go do risks.
Carlton would respond through an unlikely hero in 19th man Ted Hopkins. His 4 goals helped the Blues to a famous and barnstorming victory by 10 points. It would be Barassi and Collingwood again in 1977, and another of those heart-wrenching finales. The grand final between Barassi's Kangaroos and Tom Hafey's Magpies had seen Collingwood sparkle, and at the end of the last change, they led by 27 points. A 5-goal final quarter, however, saw North Melbourne hit the front. Enter Ross Dunn. He would goal from this pack mark, and when the siren sounded, the VFL had produced only the 2nd grand final draw in 80 years. A week later in the replay, there would be more magic moments, none more so than the run of Phil Manasseh. A second flag for the Kangaroos, and for the Magpies, more heartache. In the third of our memorable grand finals of the 70s, super coach Ron Barassi would again be the pivotal figure. After losing to Richmond in 1974, Barassi's Roos, under former Essendon great Barry Davis, would face Hawthorn for the 75 premiership. The Roos had explosive players of the calibre of Croswell and Kekovich, veterans in Rantel, Davis, Cable and Wade, and rising superstars in Dench, Gregg and Schimmelbusch. In 1975, after 50 years as lowly battlers, they would easily defeat Hawthorn, ending their reign as the only VFL club to have not won the premiership. Now, here's what you do next. Register at afl.com.au and SMS your name and either A, B or C to 194499 to vote on this week's Toyota AFL Memorable Moment. There are great prizes on offer, including a truly memorable week-long 2005 Toyota AFL Grand Final package. Be watching next week to see the winning moment from this week's nominations.
Thanks for that, TJ. Don't forget, it's a brilliant prize to win here, the Toyota AFL Grand Final Week experience. Now, to register, you must get your details through to afl.com.au and make sure you get your registration through there. SMS your name and either A, B or C to 194499. Now, you can view the moment again at afl.com.au, and News Limited papers around the country will have details every Sunday as well. So have a crack at that. Fantastic prizes up for grabs. Well, a couple of other games going on while we speak today. The Western Bulldogs are up against Richmond and Hawthorn up against the evil enemy, Essendon. If you don't want to know those scores, look away now. A couple of good games going on there you can view later. Well, it's the Crows by 27 points here at Amy Stadium. Back with the second half after this.
If your family had lost everything,
He lost his house and business. His wife was killed in a car accident.
what would you do to give them a new life?
If ever there was a show that I want to give the answers to you right off the top, mate, this is it.
Be moved by Millionaire, 8:30 Monday on 9.
New Triple X has got to be more dangerous, more attitude.
A man who was betrayed by the system.
I want to give you a job. Be just like old times.
Is our only chance for survival.
Who the hell am I?
With the new Triple X.
Things are gonna be different around here.
From the director of Die Another Day.
I'm gonna need some serious gear.
What can one man do? Triple X 2, the next level.
At cinemas, April 28.
Mr. Foreman, have the jury reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honour.
And what say you?
We find the defendant not guilty. Oh, I mean guilty. Guilty. Sorry. Oh, enjoyment should last longer. And with Pogs, loads of crunchy wafer cups with delicious Mars filling, it will.
If you love keeping fit, then you need to run into Fitness Warehouse. Take the first step in your fitness routine by visiting the friendly staff at Fitness Warehouse. Make your resolution a reality. Get the whole family involved in a fun, fit, healthy lifestyle. For helpful advice, a great range of products, drop into a Fitness Warehouse store and see for yourself. Fitness Warehouse. If you have the commitment, we have the equipment.
Wouldn't you like a bank that says it'll look after you and does? Well, this will bring a smile to your face. Members Equity Bank doesn't charge any application or account keeping fees on your home loan. You can take it from me. To see if you're one of 5 million people eligible for a Members Equity Bank home loan, call 13 15 63 or visit membersequitybank.com.au. Members Equity Bank, the super funds bank.
Tile Square, you gotta go there. You get more choice at Tile Square. Tile Square, you gotta go there. You get more choice at Tile Square. You gotta go there. You gotta go there. You gotta go there. Selling for less every day. Tile Square, you gotta go there. You get more choice at Tile Square.
Tile Square, 155 Paynham Road.
So how's your truck going, Bill? Oh, right. What about yours? Yeah, can't complain. Hey, isn't that Jono? Hey, Jono, get over here, mate. So you've got a new Ford Courier. So how's it going?
Bloody beautiful, mate.
New Ford Courier. It's got what the others are missing. And now available with a 5-speed auto and a big 4-litre V6.
Monday on an all-new cold case. It's normal to have 3 suspects in a murder investigation. But what happens when they all fess up? Nothing you expect. New cold case, 9:35 Monday on 9.
Showdown number 17 and a 27-point margin to the Adelaide Crows. There's times like these that you save up. What a great second half we've got ahead of us. Let's go down to Jason McCartney on the boundary line.
Thanks, Dermot. Yes, a great atmosphere down here at the boundary line and ground level. Look, no injuries to report of for either side at the moment, but just a question for Biggs. One player that really looks to be struggling for the Port Adelaide football side since Matthew Primus's return is Dean Brogan. What do you think they can do about that, Biggs?
Yeah, well, look, he's just obviously gets a little bit less game time in the middle, and he probably isn't adept at going forward like a Brendan Lade or even a Matthew Primus and taking a mark and kicking a goal. So I guess he just bides his time and he just has to keep plugging away, and when he gets his opportunities in the middle, he just has to grab them with both hands.
Yeah, look, they need a big lift from their on-ball brigade, and obviously the big men in Primus and Lade as well. So looking forward to a good second half, boys.
Thanks, Jace. Interesting in the first quarter when Brogan started at full forward, he got Rutten. Now, Rutten's not known for his anaerobic capacity, and he ran up and basically played not around the ball, but within 20 metres or just behind of it, just trying to drag Rutten into the thick of it and blow some wind out of him. Rutten wouldn't totally enter the fray, just sat 20, 30 metres defensive side also, and became effectively the same type of man that Brogan was in opposition.
Yeah, and look, Rutten is a very clean player, and his disposal is very good, so he was able to create a bit of drive, I guess, back there. And I'm being surprised, actually, Port haven't used all their tools at once down the forward line. We see now they're setting up Lades on the ground and White.
And Beck's going out.
Yeah,
where are they taking up position?
They're in the players' box there. You see a couple of other young Adelaide rookies in there. They'd be pretty happy with that.
Half-time here, and we mentioned before the game, Power have only averaged 64 points for their first 2 games. They're on that pace again, 32 at half-time.
Crows lead by 27, start of the third term. Showdown 17, this is Goodwin out of the middle. Adelaide go forward then, kick well inside the forward 50, Perry was up. Came forward of the pack, charging in Montgomery. Walsh gets it away to Wilson, lays it off. Any one of a couple could have brought it out there. The hand pass came across from Shattuck. This is Kingsley, taking plenty of time, looks back towards the middle. Well, in effect, went about 15 metres to Wanganeen. Doesn't quite connect with this kick, or did he? Not sure. If he did, and that was the intention, it was perfect to Ebert. Just cleared the man in front, John Cock. Short one inside the forward 50. White comes on the lead. Didn't hang on. John Cock the beneficiary. Edwards under pressure. John Cock hard against the boundary line, running out of space to Edwards. Clever kick along the line. Wanganeen from one direction, Henschel from the other. Henschel took the mark, goes to Thompson. Thompson on the wing, hooks down towards half forward. Goodwin takes the tumbling mark. Wants to go. Rashudo immediately sold into trouble. The hurried kick as a result. Corns comes across, collides with Wagon. Stolen away by McLeod. It's Struan behind him with fallen Port players as he goes in and kicks the goal. How about that?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I have big news. Radio Rentals brings you 4 years interest free. That's a massive 4 years interest free on widescreen, plasma and LCD TVs. You can get 4 years interest free on fridges and washers at Radio Rentals. You can even get furniture with 4 years interest free. With 4 years interest free at SA's biggest electrical retailer, you don't need to shop anywhere else. Now that's big!
Chad Corns in trouble. You see the reason why from the side. Wakeland to his knee.
He knew instantly, didn't he? He was in big trouble there. You saw the expression on his face and reached straight for it.
Now, it was planted. There was no giving. It wasn't if it was in air. And that knee, his left knee, has moved inwards under the weight of, the incoming weight of Wakeland. Gee, what a good goal, though. He read that, McLeod. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Lead out to 33 points, the biggest lead for the Crows of this game so far. And we'll get a secondary ball up in the middle.
That's a double blow for Port. Not only did you have a goal kick against you, but your main man's gone down with a pretty serious knee injury.
So Port need to reshuffle their defence. But they need to reshuffle everywhere because they're being beaten most parts of the ground. Shattuck. Jew. Going Corns. Couldn't quite pick it up. Matner. John Cock. They might reload here if Thompson can mark this. They have the runners. Great punch, Montgomery. Took it out of play, knowing that Port Adelaide were up against it if it stayed alive. 65 plays 32, opening minutes second half.
I know you can only play with what you've got, and you don't count players you've got elsewhere, but Josh Carr, his absence has really been felt here. They're really been smashed up around the bounce downs and the clearances here, Port Adelaide.
They've taken a double hit because they lost Stevens the year before, so 2 years, 2 real quality players.
Matner to half forward. McLeod to Thompson, looks back towards the middle, hangs a long time in the air, but he got it to Goodwin. Josh Carr, very good last night in the Derby. The Dockers who lost, and there's a wonderful kick coming in. Initially, Henschel was behind the man in front, but he strode around Ebert and took the mark on his chest. And he's directly in front and will kick from just inside the 50.
Now, Dennis, he had Ian Perry on 25 metres from goal, ever so slight angle, and he looked at him and thought, well,
I think Ian Perry's on notice too because he says coaches don't keep score. Beckley and Skipworth both on the bench. They had one thing in common in the first half, along with Perry, who's still out there.
Well, there's a good sight for Port supporters. Jack Corn's moving quite freely, so...
He should be wrestling tonight. Quick recuperative powers. How about that?
That's good news.
It is good news. Hinchell, meantime, this to drive a wedge between the two teams, and he comes. It's on its way. It's gun barrel straight.
It's our biggest sale ever. 70,000 items reduced.
Every quilt cover set reduced, saved us 61%. Every sheet set saved us 61%. Every quilt, every towel, every pillow.
Every single item in the store is reduced. See you tomorrow.
Need a loan or some money in a hurry? Where can you get an instant cash loan against your quantity unwanted goods? Instant cash loans at Cash Converters. Just another good reason to visit your nearest Cash Converters store.
Side 50, Dennis, 9-2 in favour of the Crows, so they're getting great return from their forwards as well.
It's been a record weekend for second half comebacks in the AFL, but this would almost be a record second half comeback. 39-point lead to the Crows, and Matner gets to his feet.
One thing Adelaide have had is good delivery to their forward line as well. We've seen Goodwin, that last one was a great kick.
From the slap down, Kingsley through traffic nicely. The look away handball. Kane Corns chips it, Treadray. One grab, free kick. And they need Treadray to fire if Port Adelaide is to have a chance.
Well, you would think that with Adelaide Crows on 11 goals so far, Power on 5, they're going to have to kick 15 to win the match, at least.
And Treadray's won the goal kicking for Port Adelaide 6 of the last 7 seasons. 81 goals last year, and Chad Corns is back.
It looks like he's going back to centre halfback.
That's what he has in front of him. With a bit of pressure. Behind.
Jason, just looking down there now on ground level, those flags have stiffened. We saw the first half, the ball did pull away from us. Is the wind blowing a lot harder to that pocket now?
Look, it definitely has picked up, and it's blowing to the pocket. It's probably favouring the Crows slightly as well.
John Cobb, short. This is Doughty, who's been good. Right back pocket. Oren Treadray. Just can't get it going at the moment. Rutten. Treadray, 21 goals in showdowns, coming off 5 last week.
Hard running McGregor.
Hudson sends it up towards the wing. Thompson, awkward ball to Mark. He dropped it. Walsh to Wanganeen. Looks back towards the middle. That's closed down. Still he goes. Wanganeen needs to be precise and was. Kingsley just forward of the wing.
Crows have got numbers back already as coverage. Hudson's dropped back there. Tawney.
Treadray's a long way from McGregor. McGregor ran down and tried to be a forward option. He's now 50 metres away from Treadray.
So Thompson comes off the ground. He, Begley and Skipwolf down there practising their marking as the ball comes across to Kane Corns.
Treadray manning up on Hudson, which is a good result for Port.
McGregor gets back to him now.
Treadray
doesn't watch.
Awkward half volley. Well picked up. Chad Corns somehow got through. They stayed off him. He lines up. What a way to come back. Not quite. Just hung it out to the right.
Got a kickstart from behind there. An opponent intended tackle gave him a little bit of forward thrust. Retro rocket.
Before my time.
John Cobb chips the kick in from fullback. And Gore caught Stuart Edwards. Slung him. He could have slung him a little harder. Doughty.
Good vision.
Nice one.
Rusciuto, good punch away. Port Adelaide a chance here. Short kick, perfect off the boot of James. And it'll be due to have a shot.
They really have dried up in the first 2 games, as we said. They 10 goals on average, just shy of 11 with 64 points a game. And they're only on 34, and we've got 14 minutes left of the third quarter. This bloke has been a big show for them. We have a look at his accuracy from this one. He's a 71% chance here. It might even be better than that, Brian.
Mentioned Treadray had won the goal kick in 6 of the last 7 seasons. Stuart Jew was the man who won it the other year. Here they come.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I have big news. Radio Rentals brings you 4 years interest-free. That's a massive 4 years interest-free on widescreen, plasma and LCD TVs. You can get 4 years interest-free on fridges and washers at Radio Rentals. You can even get furniture with 4 years interest-free. With 4 years interest-free at SA's biggest electrical retailer, you don't need to shop anywhere else. Now that's big!
Margin 31 points. It was 27 at the major break, 13 at quarter time. The Blues going right to left.
7 men in defence for the Crows.
Knocked down by Brogan. Shattuck out of the middle, goes to half forward. Bouncing ball taken by Tawney. Away quickly to John Cock. Rutten under pressure. Shirley has it now. They're being forced back at the moment. Hudson to McGregor. Peeled off Treadway. Rather untidy kick towards the boundary line. Rashudo running out of space. Goes over the shoulder brilliantly. Worth a kick. Edwards away. A couple of tentative bounces. Comes to Riley, forward of the wing. Riley kicks well inside the forward 50. Turns the defence around. McLeod will be first on the scene. Couldn't get the footy. Bounced away from him so often. That sort of kick inclined to sit up. Not that time. Bad luck for the Crows.
Very direct play by Adelaide. They went right from the back flank all the way down straight into the forward line, and just a bit unfortunate. We should say Mark Rashudo is a left-handed handballer. That wasn't his opposite hand.
And Port Adelaide have to come out this side. There is not one target to the other side of the ground. So that means there's 3 or 4 Crows players still in the zone who will, well, they're guarding thin air at the moment.
Is that right? That's unusual, isn't it? Natural right footer.
Yep.
Natural left hand.
Bounces left hand too.
Oh.
James to Walsh towards Brogan. Thumped down well by Hudson. Perry got it second time. Stolen. Kane Corns. There's another one of those release handballs. Oh, almost messed up. James has got a lot to kick to. Forced to kick long. Coming hard late. He's got 3 to beat down there. And that's almost a good result. He kept it alive. It looked down. Joe! Unbelievable!
What about that?
Well, it's not a grand final, but he's got dibs on the Wayne Holmes call there.
That was close.
Very close. It was close to hitting the fence, Dennis. Watch this. That was a very kind angle, that one.
I tell you what, that was, when you said Wayne Holmes, I thought you were going to say Wayne Carey kicked a very similar goal to that with the outside of the boot socket off the ground in the 98 grand final.
I tell you what.
But how's this for just smarts? He's a left foot kick. Jace, how did you see it down there?
Well, that boundary umpire, I don't know how he saw it. He was 50 metres behind the play as well, so very interesting, that one, Bix.
And that's almost the impossible spot for the goal umpire to help out too, because it's on the bend. But what about the kick? With intent. Lined it up. Plumb-lined it.
Took one short step just to get the lefty on song, and that's just great ingenuity.
Well, we've got to say, who better to get the dubious goal? Bounce back in the middle. Over the top, Franco. Charging in there, Goodwin.
I heard it, Dennis.
Dowdy.
Very nice.
Rashudo. Skipworth, forward of the wing. Looks down towards half-forward, some indecision, lays it off back to Goodwin. He initiated this from 55. Long bomb, hit the post. Just above the fat bit, or did it hit the fat bit? Doesn't matter, it hit it.
Technically speaking.
Yeah, I like to get technical now and again, Deb, you know that.
That was the turnbuckle, Dennis. We haven't got any players out there who might go up there to the turnbuckle and eat it, have we?
Adelaide consciously now always looking inside. Skipworth was running to the boundary and just brought it back inside the Goodwin.
Kingsley, Chad Corns, confidence still not quite back. Walsh, caught. Chad Corns decides, oh, Shepherd, not handling it so well right now. Chip kick is good from Cassisi to Kane Corns. Bumped as he kicked it, McGregor. Tawney over the top. Courage, commitment, but not possession. Ebert, White.
Got Bolton on if he turns around quickly. He should get the distance here. Jace, I know you said the wind's blowing to the other pocket, but he just thinks if he gives it a ride, and it should go as he looks at it going away right to left, will he get the journey?
Look, he's a pretty good kick at goal. He's got good distance, so like there is a slight breeze, but it shouldn't affect this kick, the position he's kicking from.
What about Dwayne? He sounds like a washing powder commercial.
They did have 3 grabs at it. Emergency 14 times last year, including all the finals. Damon White.
Easy
pressure kick, and it's drifted. Only a behind.
What about Tawney's ever going back with the play? It's super courageous, and you hold your breath. but at the same time, he ends up on the ground and Ebert is there standing up and takes the ball away.
At very least, it's a positive error. He's made the error by going for the ball. You can't blame the boy for that.
Dowdy, the Rashudo, left-hander again. Henschel, left half back. And knowing Treadray's coming on the lead too, that is gutsy stuff from Tawney to go back. He's done it a couple of times today. Here's Skipworth to Henschel. Nobody near him now.
And Corns has dropped off 50 metres down the line, so he must kick it away from him. Well done, son. He looks elsewhere now.
Henschel trying to kick over Corns. He succeeds in that too. They fly from all directions. Splitting the pack was Edwards. Now Perry's over the football. Headed goalward, picked up by Chad Corns. He was wary of Wakeland. Gets a hand pass to Brogan, who's dragged out in the pocket. It's out of bounds. Throw it in, says umpire Goldspink. With just a feeling of the theatrical there as he goes across. That's our boy.
Brogan to do the ruck work for Port Adelaide. Coming hard, Biglands. He read it well. Edwards snap from the pocket. Boomerang it around enough.
Degree of difficulty 9.9 then to actually bring it back round from that side on the left foot.
There have been a few that have scored goals with a similar degree of difficulty this afternoon.
Wanganeen off his step to Walsh out of the back pocket. He hairs away, kicks it up towards the wing. Too much carry there for Treadray, who gave a contest, knocked it away from McGregor. Out of bounds it goes. That's an interesting situation. Coming on the lead and then turning to go back after the football, face to face with the defender. There was no free kick.
Same margin as it was at half-time still, 27 points, but the intensity's gone up. And just feel like if it stays at this level, Port Adelaide will come back. They're more attuned to this type of tempo.
Surely, not as deft as due at the other end. Crashing in down there was Shattuck. That's taken away by Kane Corns. He got it from his brother. He's at right half back. He kicks it up towards the wing and Primus. Well, he was side on. Didn't get the chest behind it, the ample chest. He missed it. Tawney got the crumb. Kicks back inside the forward. 50 Perry. Perry is marked about 35 metres out. Henschel wants it long. Perry pulls it back towards the middle. And the goal-kicking Matner has taken the mark 30 metres out directly in front.
That was a great mark by Perry. We've seen some great contests in the air where players really putting their body on the line. You see this here. Welsh was taken out of it by Walsh and Perry just floated across the front. Then got back quickly and sized up his options. And a great kick by Perry to find Matner right in the scoring zone.
Perry goes to the bench as a breather. I might ask you in a second, Bix, if we get the goal here, just about Port's chances. They faded last week. Is it a fitness thing? We'll wait on your answer.
Matner comes in. It's tight, but it's good. They're meeting every challenge.
See that bloke over there? He's one. Really? Bloke next to him, he's one too. Joking. All those blokes. Even old Laurie. Does his wife know? All for it, evidently.
It's surprising how many people win Keno. Over 65,000 winners on average every week.
I've thought about it. Yeah, me too.
Keno, win it by the minute.
Martin Matner, great start to this season. Missed the first 6 games last year and then played every game after that. And a valuable goal for the Crows to Matner. From the ball up, free kick against Kane Corns. Shirley. Dowdy. Looks up and he's got Biglands on the 50. Gets back and marks it. So Primus seeing Biglands get away from him there after dropping a mark. That allowed a turnover goal to Adelaide.
Tough kick from this pocket. It'll drop dead on the line or go left to right as it goes away from him.
If you're a big man, you'd be standing on the left-hand point post because I reckon it's going to hook away and land somewhere there. Welsh lurking.
Can't bring it back. Chance for the Leapers. Off hands. And it's through for behind.
Well, we saw in the first game they couldn't follow Fremantle's lead in the second half. We saw in the second game against Brisbane, Port Adelaide got run down from 40 points to an eventual winning margin of just 2. Have they got enough petrol in the tank, Bix, last quarter to come back hard?
Look, I think they have. They're a highly skilled side. It's more about momentum of the game, and at the moment Adelaide have it.
McLeod knocks it back inside the 50. Rashid over the outside of the boot. Touched across the line by Kingsley. Ooh.
Do you think he was watching Stuart Dew up the other end?
Oh. Once upon a time, you get dragged for that.
Just beyond that.
Measures it, look at that. Places it down. It was on the right angle, but Kingsley was in the road. This is Kasisi, 82-47. Kasisi to Chad Corns, who looks seriously injured midway through the term after a collision with Wakeland. Across the ground, will it get there in time? Yes, it does. And Walsh, after Welsh was overcommitted, breaks away, goes long down towards half forward. Bolton was up, in from the side, Tawney, stepping over him, John Cock. Got it to Doughty. Doughty goes wide to Goodwin, cuts back in, does Goodwin. Kicks it long down towards half forward. Rashudo camped under it. Big leap from Corns at the back. Crashing the Pat Thompson. Corns got him down. Shattuck was there as well. Not sure who he tackled. An arm for each of Corns and Thompson. Didn't matter much. He knew they were there. And they had to be grabbed. He was almost through. Like a conga line.
Thompson brings another dimension to the team. He's an attacking forward. Reads the ball well off hands.
Edwards beaten for a butt. Primus, who wants to inspire now. Wanganeen. It's been a great game to watch. Some magnificent goals, and the skills have been brilliant until now. Matner, well, cutting that off was pretty good. Johnson, he gives it off to Skipworth. Goal square, one-on-one. Wilson, Rashudo. Umpire says no free. And it's through for a behind.
Domination of the Crows in the midfield is reflected on the inside 50s. For the match so far, Adelaide have gone inside 32 times and Port Adelaide 17.
The essence of tough right there. Wilson and Rashudo.
It's worth mentioning Michael Wilson's comeback, isn't it? From 2 shoulder reconstructions. First game back, straight into this really tough encounter.
James looking for Montgomery. He'll need to go. Gave a contest, able to slap it down. Corns across the ground. Kane Corns that was, to Walsh, to Wanganeen. Need more from him. Floats one up towards the wing. Ebert had it punched away by Tawney. Camped in front, Kasisi to Walsh. Draws a man, pops it over the top. Trying to find a path was James. He was closed down. Thompson goes in. Wanganeen and Corns take him down.
I tell you what, that Roger James run through that is broken jaw stuff. Just to keep your head up and keep ploughing on.
Thompson gives it to Goodwin, who heads for home. Just missed. And that could have been a backbreaker.
We're seeing the essence of the beauty of our game here. The Crows players all went low. They wanted to tackle legal, they wanted to tackle hard, but nowadays you tackle legal and that's toughness from both teams.
It says something about their mindset too, that 3 guys want to get out, 1 Port Adelaide play.
Yep. Shattuck. Chips it to Montgomery, danger. Oh, he couldn't get there quickly enough to cut it off, and Port come to the open side. Wilson looks up, he's got Walsh, but it's a one-on-one. He wants a free man. Primus was one option, Shattuck with the handball the other. Now Kasisi a one-on-one with McLeod over their head. Tawney, Ebert, boundary line.
They are playing, the Crows are playing like it's 5 minutes left in the final quarter and scores a level. They're playing with this heightened elevation of enthusiasm here, and well, Port Adelaide, it's almost like they're willing, well, hoping something's going to turn their way, and they're willing to bide time until it does.
Primus doing the ruck work. Hudson in opposition to him. McLeod, half held, got the kick away somehow, almost without taking possession. Got the kick to Riley. Looks up. Rashudo peels off. Can't mark it. And can't get the addition of some assistance from that boundary umpire at that end. And we'll get a ball in.
I'll tell you what is interesting is that Adelaide at the moment have got Rashudo at full forward and McLeod playing half back. So their great players aren't on the ball, but they're still going well.
Chad Corns in trouble again. Just noticed him running after a player there, and he pulled up very short in his action. He's called the trainer out. Meantime, Walsh gets a hand pass away. Montgomery, one bounce to midfield, looks to half forward. Has it got the carry to Polton? No. Edwards up in front, trying to crash a path there. Begley comes back towards Edwards, and goes Tawney, steps through a couple, peels off half back, goes short to Riley, and Riley's away alongside their centre circles. Probing kick, high ball, Rashudo! Rashudo at the back. Superb judgment as Corns comes off. And I think from memory that's the same leg.
We've talked about Brent Riley and his ability to kick the ball. I tell you what, it becomes very dangerous when he crosses the centre and kicks a 40 or a 50-metre pass and puts the advantage side to Mark Rashudo with a bit of space. Not many defenders are going to be able to stop that, and it makes Adelaide a lot more direct. He's been really good today.
Mark Rashudo lining up for his second goal. Margin currently at 37 points. This to push it beyond 40. It has been a round of great comebacks, but gee, that'll test the reigning champs at three-quarter time. Any margin over 40. The way they're playing, you'd have to say they can't get back. Rashudo comes in. Oh, fixed it. He's missed it.
The interesting thing, though, Dennis, is the last two times the ball's come in, one time, even though he dropped the mark, he did Wilson on the lead, read the ball much earlier, and on that occasion he did him in a one-on-one contest. Inside 50s, I just correct the tally I gave before, 44 to 23, so they've been almost double the amount of inside 50 penetrations.
James to Wakeland, who chips it wide, and Wilson. Jason McCartney, how hot is it out there, Jason?
Look, the breeze is slightly, as we said, picked up. It's not the 28 degrees they expected, so pretty comfortable down here. Chad Corns into the rooms with both doctor and physio. More serious than first expected.
Wilson's kick to the outer wing. Cochrane gets there first. Pretty well gathered in the end. And no free kick for in the back, and there is the fan blowing some cool air on the players. That injury again. From the ball up, we've got a free kick, and it's an Adelaide Crow free kick, but McLeod not allowed to take off with it. Chips it wide. Rashudo again.
Edwards.
Just over the top. He plays on. About to get collared. Chips the kick at goal. You betcha. Port on the ropes.
Get into shape, get into the latest gym equipment at Southern Workout Store. Adelaide's biggest range of fitness gear all under one roof. If you're setting up a home gym, it's all here. 1,500 exercise bikes in stock. 800 treadmills ready to go. Tone up the tummy with an AbMax swing. It's the place in Adelaide for a huge range of fitness equipment at massive discounts. So get into shape, get into Southern Workout Store. We don't match prices, we just sell for less.
So the margin 44 points. That replay we showed you moments ago was the initial knock for Chad Corns in that collision with Darryl Wakeland. Now running for the ball after he came back on, he appeared to re-injure the leg, so he's off the ground at the moment. That's huge today, but in the context of the season, it could be big as well. Riley, meantime, goes down towards the pocket, all one-way traffic. Walsh going back, knocks it across the boundary line. So problems for Mark Williams. This one appears to be slipping away. Their record in showdowns, 11 to 5.
Two young players doing well out of the middle. Riley and Skipworth taking the last couple out. Doing a good job.
Boundary throw in. Hudson in front. Lade works around him. He'll get the free kick. Wasn't much to it.
It's the next possession after this one has been the trouble for the Power in the last 15 minutes. Is that fitting him at the Port Adelaide forward line? You must well put the deck chairs out there and just relax. It is not getting past the centre of the ground.
There goes the kick wide from Lade. The signs are not good for Port at the moment. Pushed off the ball was James. Begley goes after it. Thompson from the wing. Inside the forward 50. Wakeland goes up. Dropped the mark. Wanganeen. Wilson. Heard the voice. Lade goes back. This is Pettigrew.
Tough kick.
Kicks it towards the wing. Kingsley comes to meet it. He spilt the mark. Begley taken down by Kingsley. Stepping around the fallen pair was Cochrane. Goes back to Kingsley. Draws forward of half-back. Chips towards the wing. Ebert, though, set of towels. And John Cock takes the mark. After that clearing kick moments ago, Wade just put his arms out as if to say, well, where was I supposed to kick it? And on a football field, that's not good for morale.
Just in time in possession of the ball, the last 10 inside 50s have all belonged to Adelaide. And this, that's long enough, should make it 11 in a row.
John Cock to Skipworth to Shirley to John Cock. Back to Shirley. And he can run on here. Too far out to score. Rashudo calls it back long. He's got a couple to beat the Roo. Lade. Safe hands.
Gee, manhandled Wilson very easy then, Roo. Lucky he had support from Lade. Michael Wilson.
Montgomery.
And Wilson's probably their strongest player down
Pound for
there.
pound, yeah. Montgomery held up. Still held up. Now he's called to play on. Goes with a high bomb. Kane Corns been good this afternoon. Pettigrew about to get crunched. Handball away just in time. Kingsley's caught. Mattner's got him cold.
What a tackle.
It is a real feature of his game, Marty Mattner, and once again he did a great tackle a couple of weeks ago against West Coast for holding the ball.
And he spun him, Dwayne, to make sure there was no in-the-back call.
Goes with the pass. Welsh on the lead. Wakeland flies. Back of the pack, Lade. Getting back to help. Montgomery. Just in time. It's the handball wide, but Port Adelaide really just can't get the ball past halfway. James Tredra.
I tell you what the Crows are doing. They're going man-on-man with Port Adelaide's midfielders, but then they're pressing up another 2 or 3 guys to be loose men around the middle of the ground so that the kick has to be super accurate, and they're just making Port Adelaide panic with the ball.
Some jeers for Tredra as he took the mark and took it all the way back at half-back to get a stat. But at three-quarter time, the majority of this Adelaide home ground crowd would be happy with the scoreline, and Mark Rasciuto, the man who was on screen in his 300th game all up this afternoon, he's about 30 minutes away from celebrating with that man, Neil Craig, coaching his first showdown. 13-13-91 Adelaide, Port 7-5-47.
National 9 Newsbreak, brought to you by the Nissan Drive to a Million. At your Nissan dealer now.
Good afternoon. Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles have finally tied the knot, the event going off without a hitch. The couple was married in a small civil ceremony, followed by a blessing at St George's Chapel, attended by members of the royal family and hundreds of friends. Locally, police are hunting arsonists responsible for 2 fires early this morning. A house in Vale Park was set alight, while at Hampstead Gardens, 6 cars were torched in a car yard. And an Aussie basketballer has hit the big time in the US, being named the Young Player of the Year. See you soon.
It could be you on a 1-hour Super Blitz.
No nominations.
No design.
No idea.
We're counting on luck for an unplanned blitz.
We choose a garden from any street in Australia and
it could be you. 6:30 tonight on Backyard Blitz.
New Triple X has got to be more dangerous, more attitude.
A man who was betrayed by the system.
I want to give you a job. Be just like old times.
Is our only chance for survival.
Who the hell am I? The new Triple X. Things are going to be different around here.
From the director of Die Another Day.
I'm going to need some serious gear.
What can one man do? Triple X 2, the next level.
At cinemas, April 28.
Winston Music, South Australia's biggest new and used Yamaha piano dealer, now for a limited time has new Yamaha keyboards from only $99. And for only $18 a week, you can rent to own a quality guaranteed used Yamaha piano. Winston Music, 87 Winston Avenue, Door Park.
Not everyone has the ability and the inclination to invest. But if you do, it should be worth your while. Which is why First Capital Securities is offering a serious fixed-term investment. To take immediate advantage and to receive your prospectus and free handbook of investment terms, call First Capital Securities on 1300 765 157 now.
After 45 years, Beaumont Tiles are still bursting with all the latest new looks. New tiles, new styles, and just look at the prices. Save $20 a square metre on latest fashion wall tiles, polished porcelain from $22.85. Come on in for a good look and save. Beaumont Tiles.
The new Falcon Mark II SR, with over $6,000 worth of added value, including 17-inch alloys, sports body kit, automatic transmission with sequential sports shift, 6-stack CD, designer sports trim, and leather-wrapped steering wheel. You'd better be quick, or you'll miss out. New Falcon Mark II SR, with over $6,000 of added value. Can't get enough of this.
Metropolitan Plumbing. Metropolitan Plumbing. Metropolitan Plumbing. Metropolitan Plumbing. Metropolitan Plumbing. Metropolitan Plumbing. Metropolitan Plumbing.
Just a quick reminder that Metropolitan Plumbing can fix leaking taps, blocked drains and hot water heaters within the hour. All areas, 24 hours, 7 days. Yes, 7 days a week.
Metropolitan Plumbing.
I started to cry.
Zoolander, tonight on 9. The 2005 Toyota AFL season brought to you by our telecast sponsors Hungry Jack's, Amy and Radio Rentals.
Welcome back to Amy Stadium for the story so far in Showdown 17, and it's lived up to all expectations. Some John Cock brilliance early. The Adelaide Crows, though, missing a couple of opportunities in the opening term to get out to a big lead. Ian Perry, just one of them, but Adelaide by 13 points at quarter time, and then Riley got the second term off for the perfect start for Adelaide. Though Stuart Dew from 85 metres out got the perfect reply for Port Adelaide that rolled through for a sensational goal, Dew style. And then Mark Rasciuto, a little piece of genius coming off the bench to inspire Adelaide and get them out to a 27-point half-time lead. And then Andrew McLeod stole it, took it away and goaled it. Chad Corns then injured, and Port Adelaide had a few worries, and he's unlikely to play in the final term. And Brendan Lade, Wayne Harm's style, kept it alive, and Stuart Dew, one of the most unbelievable goals you'll see. But Tyson Edwards, 35 metres out, slotted it home, and the Adelaide Crows lead Showdown 17 by 44 points at three-quarter time.
The Crows 13-13, 91 to Port Adelaide 7-5-47, as Dwayne said, a lead of 44 points. Let's go down to ground level now, and a bloke who's famous for being Andy McLeod's best mate.
Thanks, Dermot. Lucky enough to be joined by Leighton Hewitt, an avid Crows supporter. Must be pretty happy how the day's panning out, Leighton.
Looking all right at the moment. We continued on from what happened in the last quarter against Collingwood last week. So hopefully we can close today's match out, and 2-1 after 3 rounds isn't a bad position.
And you haven't had a wager with your coach, Roger Rashid. He's a Port Adelaide supporter.
I'll be sticking it to him if the boys get up, that's for sure. So there's always a little bit of talking point, I guess, throughout that week, and hopefully the boys can get up.
What about your lovely fiancée, Beck? Is she a Crows supporter? Have you turned her over?
She's Crows now. She didn't know anything about AFL before she met me, so now she's learning about tennis and also AFL, how much I love it. So
fantastic, Leighton. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jason. Cheers, mate.
Thank you to Leighton Hewitt and Jason McCartney. Great stuff there. Yeah, very good of him. He looks very relaxed and very happy, and why wouldn't you be?
Interesting, that quarter. We talked about before half-time, Mark Rasciuto going off and perhaps Port getting some momentum. That time when Mark Rasciuto wanted to rest, he went to full forward there of his rest and was pretty dangerous down there.
Yeah, he's so important for the team out there, isn't he? We talked about Primus being the spiritual captain of Port Adelaide. Well, he is everything to the Crows.
Showdown 17, final term begins. The margin 44 points. And immediately Thompson drives Adelaide deep into their forward 50. Coming up, though, Wakeland takes the defensive mark. It's going to be a free kick to his sidekick here, Wanganeen. Gavin Wanganeen up from the back pocket. Nothing on. Kingsley now makes a move. It might go there. He kicks in that direction. Backing back aggressively was Wells. Kingsley, though, the clever mark, plays on. Runs to the wing. Long kick inside the forward 50 at the opposite end. Off hands. Getting there quickly for the Crummers. Edwards putting the body in for Cece. Sockers off the ground. Diving back, Doughty. Able to touch it across the line.
He's been good today, Michael Doughty. Probably wasn't one of his better games last week. He's responded very well. Had plenty of the footy.
Fractured an eye socket last year, which knocked him around a little. Just got there in time. Edwards, chip kick outside 50, but the Crows have all the answers at the moment. Tawney, chip kick, McLeod, Goodwin, Shirley. Straight down the corridor, hoping for Perry. Pop one a little high. Umpire said play on. Wakeland, Pettigrew picked up. Montgomery under pressure. Pettigrew, that messed this up. Riley spins it around the body. Can't goal it. And it's a behind, but Port Adelaide under pressure in the opening minute of the final term, just as they have been for the first 3 quarters. Jason McCartney.
And the coaches were approaching Chad Corns at three-quarter time, asking if he could go on. The shake of the head. At the moment, he is now laying down, icing that left knee. So let's hope it's not too serious, but we'll keep him out for the rest of this game.
Dew with the spiral to the centre circles, if you don't mind. Take my word for it. They would have touched down in the middle there. Hudson gave it away to Shirley, to Thompson. Now Goodwin lines up from 55. Big leap from the side by Welsh. They're in disarray, Port.
They are. They've broken down. I mean, it was a massive monster kick, but it's a breakdown of the way they normally play.
I think Goodwin actually set that up for Welsh, and he didn't really unload and go for goal. He saw Welsh had a bit of space. He just put it up in the air for him.
The alley-oop.
Couldn't quite finish it off, unfortunately.
Stewie Dew.
Oh, very good.
How's that for a kick coming out? All the 70s, spot on.
Yeah, that's it's still an extraordinary good kick, but much better than the one that's just a long bomb at home.
Wilson, tagged there by Thompson. Back to Montgomery, who initiated all of this. Pettigrew, that's ambitious. Run down by Riley. Down goes Wilson. Ebert confronted, hurriedly onto the boot. Treadway.
Well, you mentioned about McGregor. Was he up to the task that was sent him? This is only Treadray's 6th kick coming up, and we're into the last quarter.
I'll compete about 30 metres out. Port's hands from behind, but Primus unable to reel it in. 1 of 2 down there in that contest. Whistle. Bassett at the base of it. We've got to bounce 25 metres out. 93 plays 48. That's the trophy. The winner will claim this afternoon, and it would seem it's going to be Adelaide's. In control of this one, Primus. Missed the man it was intended for. He was a blur just going past Tawney, who's been terrific, dragged down. And there he is again, the worrisome defender, but he gets the job done. Matner across to Goodwin. Goodwin squares the ball towards the outer side. Now, Henschel is running. We've got ourselves a convoy. C.W. McCall back towards the middle. What are they doing? Shinsley takes the mark.
That could have a lot of hurt on it. They've got men on in the middle.
Hit a roadblock.
Smokey. White. Long launch toward full forward. Primus with a couple of beat. Tawney gets back.
You've been happy with this game, Bix?
I loved his game today. First game back for probably 5 or 6 weeks. He's just slotted straight into that back line there and very courageous in the air.
Only played 6 games last year through a combination of injuries. Hudson to McGregor and now short to Matner. So good to see Tawney playing some good footy early this season. Shortish pass is good to Shirley and he in the end to half forward to Thompson, who's been lively.
Perry can lead to this pocket.
Chip kick straight into the arms of Wilson. Port Adelaide should reload here with a few free players. One of them taking the mark, Cassisi. Treadray's inside 50, that's ignored. Even. Now Treadray.
Good option.
1-on-1 McGregor. Treadray one-hander when Edwards gets back. And McGregor has won that duel hands down or fist down on most occasions. John Cock and Riley takes the mark on the outer wing.
A slider. Looks back towards the middle. Bassett spots Goodwin, making ground towards the boundary. Well-weighted kick. Goodwin was up, and that's a good grab.
Dennis, I hate using cliches, but Port Adelaide are really, literally playing with premiership hangover here.
Now, there's a report, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, jumped into him after his margin, I think.
So that would mean 50 metres, you would think.
They are, Port will go 50 metres.
Yeah.
Port Adelaide are playing with a premiership hangover here. They're not running hard. They won't carry the ball. They do that very well and they spear it around by foot. But I would hazard a guess that there is not one Port Adelaide player who you'd say, how hard has that bloke run today? Hasn't he been brilliant? His effort hasn't happened through the midfield.
Well, they've got the 50. There's a question mark about a report. Certainly umpire Goldspink went after Wakeland. And they appeared to have words.
I'm not sure what he's meant to do. Like, he's running...
Well, that's right. The man's coming back. You've got to protect yourself too, don't you? I don't think the report, if there is one, would be hard to put down. But having said that, who knows? It's good one. There may not have been a report. In fact, we'll find out shortly. Good one, close to goal. And this to make it official, I'd suggest. Splits the middle.
If you haven't tried the new sweet chili chicken sub from Subway restaurants, you could be missing out. Succulent, tender roast chicken, your choice of fresh salads, all topped with our sweet chili sauce. And the good news is, it's low in fat. Sweet. Subway. Eat fresh.
Direct Rug Outlet Marion store is now open. Get in today and grab a bargain at the $5 million grand opening sale. 50 to 80% off. Best price guarantee. Only at Direct Rug Outlet. Open 7 days.
2 goals to Simon Goodwin and the lead out to 51 points. And it looks like growing the way things are evolving in this final term. Riley had a sensational afternoon. Edwards. Henshaw. Now back to Riley. Doesn't even want to have a crack from there. Gives to Rashudo. Smearing pass over the head of Perry. He'll be first one back. He's got a target. He might just go the goals. There's the target. Shirley. Home!
You know what they said? We want 3 quotes. You know what I said? Okay, first quote. I have nothing to declare but my genius. Oscar Wilde. Second quote. I'll be back. Arnie Schwarzenegger. Third quote. I never forget a face, but in your case, I'll be glad to make an exception. Groucho Marx.
And what did they say?
Nothing. It's a joke, Trev. Trev?
Margin 57 points. Robert Shirley has put in 2 goals. It's a rout.
Well, they won't need the showers in Port Adelaide's room after the game. None of them have to wash off sweat.
Seeing some real emotion there too from Adelaide. They're starting to realise they've got this one in the bag and they're going to enjoy it.
Bad bounce. Hudson flicks it down. Rashudo presented with a problem as a result. Edwards slung. Got boot to ball though. Moved it about 20 metres. The silky skills now of McLeod. This will be interesting.
Well done.
Clever to Rashudo. Goes down towards half forward and Riley. Got one from here earlier in the game. Must have been the second quarter from memory, working it out. There's a chance Montgomery goes back. Doesn't take him long.
Another one coming up.
Welsh, we can find it. Oh, well done there by Pettigrew. Welsh! I think it was over the line. I think it's another one. I've seen it all.
Oh, magnificent. That is a big huddle of congratulations coming up there. We're looking at a record here as well. In all facets of these showdowns, Port Adelaide, their lowest score in a showdown was 58 points, and you have to go back 8 years for that.
Thompson was fantastic in that tackle. You saw Wilson diving to try and get back into play so he could stop it.
They are, Dennis, you described it before, Port Adelaide are in disarray. They cannot win the ball in the centre without Corns at centre half back now. They seem to be headless down in the defensive part of the ground.
5 goals in a row to Adelaide, and the maul goes nowhere. We'll get another bounce in the middle. And that's a problem for Port Adelaide. They haven't been able to kick big scores this year so far, but it's only 3 games old. Free kick in the ruck contest. And it's against Ben Hudson. Ben Brogan.
Now look at this. This is where they normally have somebody side on. They'll chip it to them. They'll kick the eyes out of it and they can get possession. Free running. Just a bomb forward now.
Ball to the back. White. Thumb clear of him. Kane Corns. A couple to beat. One of them John Cock. And he gets around in John Cock. Chips it wide. And again they've got the numbers. Herring. Riley.
He's knocked up getting kicks in this last 30 minutes.
Hudson lurking. Ball just eluded him. Montgomery takes the mark floating back, and Port Adelaide can have a long, hard think about how they might get a goal.
Primus, centre half back. Floats one towards the wing, and White takes the mark. Damon White, about 75 metres from goal, but that doesn't interest him. Goes across the ground. Kasisi inside the centre square. Sends it down towards full forward. Treadway up. Couldn't hang on. Lade gets a hand pass away. Brogan trying to knock it to Treadway. McGregor got in the road. Gave it to Rutten. Interesting hand pass. Rutten luck. In goes Rashudo. Now we've got a whistle. Nothing will go right for Port. They almost mangled that with the Crows coming out, but they've got the free. It's gone all the way back to McGregor.
Dermot, how do you judge McGregor's game on Treadway? He hasn't had a lot of it himself, but he's done a massive job stopping Warren Treadway.
Really well supported by the midfield, who, well, they haven't given Treadway much opportunity or supply, but whenever it's come in, held him down to 6 kicks and 1 handball so far.
Riley across the ground. Edwards almost a clever mark. Kasisi. Well, McGregor almost BOG on the strength of what we know about footy and the value of Treadway. His characteristics quite capable of winning any football match. Here's Dew inside the centre square. Long. Brogan works in front. Hands to it. There's McGregor again. At close quarters, he gives Treadway an example of what he should have done. Just rubbing it in.
He's got the body size, hasn't he, that he can stand with Treadway. And Treadway's got him for, I'm quite sure if they line up next to each other and go for a sprint, Treadway will get him. But given that the midfield pressure by the Crows, a great assistance from them, he's done so well on Treadway today.
Played 96 games, Ken McGregor, and only ever got one Brownlow vote. And that was last year. He might collect at least one this afternoon.
It'll be interesting to watch, right?
Rutten, it will be. Shirley. McLeod. The only man that was a chance to tackle him was the umpire, and he got out of the way. Saw McLeod coming hard. He goes to Goodwin. Ball bounces kindly for him. They've made the ball bounce kindly for them, the Crows. Perry.
It's got better.
Now Thompson's calling for it over the top. Into the pocket. Thompson flies. Can't bring it down. Kane Corns. Wilson. Got in the pocket. Welsh. Short pass is good from Walsh and Shattuck. Back pocket. Wanganeen. Wide. Not a lot on. Although White comes hard and that's out of bounds on the full. And that tells the tale for Port Adelaide. In fact, just down there, Jason McCartney.
Yeah, Dwayne, a crowd of 44,807 mainly Crows supporters really enjoying this last quarter.
Wanganeen gets back on his defensive 50 to Walsh. Across the ground he goes. Dew, he's tried hard. Comes away from defence. Goes long down towards centre half forward. Needs a mark. Lade was up. With him Bassett. Runs loose at the back. Rutten once more. Well done, big fellow. He bullocks his way through. Gets the hand pass away. Good enough. Now McLeod. Too nimble for Lade. Look at him go. McLeod. Skipworth is on in the middle. Didn't spot him. To the outside of the boot, did brilliantly, got it to Biglands. Skipworth runs to the hole now. That's ignored. Biglands goes long towards full forward. That was interesting stuff. How will they call that? Who was holding who? Wakeland will get the free kick. It's going against Henschel. Plays on immediately to Polton. Polton bounces one out towards half-back. Shattuck gives it across to Cassisi, who wants the boundary line and finds it.
What a day for the Crows. It's just a magnificent day of footy for the Crows. The only thing we're missing, Bix, is a testimonial for you after it. We might even get another one of those.
I don't think so, mate. Look,
well, you had 15.
What it has done is it's given a lot of the supporters a lot of confidence. There was a few people out there who were thinking it might be a long year, but this really does pump them up a bit.
Well, it's been a great game for this man, Rashido. 300th game all up for him this afternoon. Shirley through traffic, Biglands. Thompson was there. Shirley again tried to thread it through, and the young man, Nathan Van Berlo there, wearing Nigel Smart's old number 7, getting some game time after spending the majority of the match on the bench.
Just a quick count then, in that 15-metre circle around the ball on that passage of play, there were 5 Port players and 7 Crows, so they're outnumbering them as well around the footy.
Redray found it from Cochrane, gave it towards the big men, Brogan and Lade. John Cock comes hard. And he has the support. Begley, McLeod. Here they go again. Shirley's got some space on the wing. Wants to give it off. Madness has about it enough. And he turns it over. Montgomery. Kane Corns is wobbling inside 50 and doesn't get there. John Cock gets back, takes the mark, and the Crows reload.
Doughty peels off half-back.
Oh, goody.
Goes down towards half-forward. Getting back is Dew. Coming up hard is Biglands. Cochrane's in there. And that's Shirley at the base of the pack. Good one, slow to get up. They're still committing despite the scoreboard. The Adelaide Crows, 111 plays 49.
Josh Franco's getting set to come on, Dennis. Only 8 possessions for the day.
Cochrane's knee collected Goodwin on the way through. Dew hasn't given up. Kicks down towards half-forward. Brilliantly gathered there by Doughty. To Matner. That time he was ready. He's pretty nimble. Rashudo unloads. Doesn't get the best of it. It wanders inside the forward 50. Falling to the ground, Edwards. Skipworth gives it away towards Goodwin. He's in trouble. Goes back to Edwards. Measures it. Skipworth is through. Open goal. Kicks it.
Whether you work in an office or out on the road, A&R Computers do the job day in, day out. What a deal. Comes with dual-layer DVD burner, 17-inch screen, internet printer, speakers and Windows XP for $11.99, or an Asus notebook with CD burner, DVD player, widescreen, bag and a mouse for just $16.99. Ask A&R about getting the full experience on your new PC at A&R Adelaide, Holden Hill, Melrose Park, Noarlunga and Port Adelaide.
And what about the handball through traffic from Tyson Edwards? Plays his 200th game next week for the Adelaide Crows. Tyson Edwards will be the 6th pro to have done it. And he's been a genuine superstar for this club. As has Rashudo. As has McLeod. Runs away with a bounce. Goes to full forward with a pass. Diving attempt at a mark not paid. Walsh picks it up. Hasn't got a lot to go to. Goes down the corridor. Cochrane. Sees Kasisi one side, ignores it. Kane Corns, got a couple to beat here, Kane Corns, bouncing ball. Treadray makes it a 2-on-4. Corns gets it eventually. Brogan, edged under it, got a hand to it, keeps it alive. Caught. Begley. Van Berlo, half held, puts his body on the line when it's his turn. Rutten. Boundary line might see them out.
Look at the numbers, guys. You look at the numbers around the ball. When it was the big fella Brogan going for the mark, it was a 2-on-1. And then he got assistance, but he brought an opponent with him, and then it was a 4-on-2. They've just outnumbered them everywhere the ball's gone in this second half.
Biglands knocks it down. Goodwin taken down. Battles with Franco. Shirley stood his ground. Eventually, two players get him down. 17-15, 7-7 last quarter of this showdown. It's as good as done and dusted. Adelaide will win their 6th showdown in the 17. Given the bounces are going Adelaide's way, Biglands, aided by a good shepherd, softens at about 10 metres. It's out of bounds, under 7 minutes to go. And the crowd right into it now, enjoying every bit of what we've officially decided is a rout. It's got the rout stamp all over it now, this one. It's like an old-fashioned revival meeting in the crowd. Van Berlo goes to half forward, getting back down there. John Cock tried to knock it goalward. White appeared to be held, sliding in Wanganeen. White tackled, Wanganeen over the football, tried to knock it out. McLeod somehow tippy-toes out, gets ball to boot. Now an opportunity for Walsh, though. Walsh deep in his own defensive area, hasn't been the worst of them. Tawney was up, missed it. Loose behind Bassett, ran into a dead end. He was taken down rather crudely by Shattuck, who hurt himself. Well, there you go. It's taken by Cochrane, kicks towards half forward, ricochets off Begley. Charging in out there is Goodwin. Got it up to Biglands. Biglands kicks inside the forward 50, and the mark is taken by Wakeland. Well, Shattuck is hurt, but I don't know his intentions were pure.
I reckon he might have been hurt in the same place that Big Fraser copped one last week that skidded through.
So he's not thinking about the mortgage.
No.
Wanganeen, half-back.
Have a look here. Might get a knee on the fall down.
Kicking into time on now. Final term. Jew, who tried to inspire them earlier. Brogan. And that tells the tale of his afternoon as well. 3 grabs at it. Missed it. Mattner. 2 to beat. And the way he's played this afternoon, he'll probably beat them both. No. Free kick.
Yeah, Shattuck's come to the boundary, and Jason, he's pretty close here. I believe he's a bit sick.
Yeah, he's been very sick, actually. I think you're spot on where he did cop it, Dermot. Port Adelaide officials, they've given us the line that Chad Corns, he has a sore knee. So
Kingsley takes the goal in the meantime. Sorry, Jace. That was a little bit exciting.
Yeah, unfortunately for Aaron Shattuck,
Sorry, you were talking fruit and veg down there, Jason.
Yeah, we were, but the game's a bit more exciting than that.
Yes, well, they've pulled back from the rout status now. It's just a good shellacking.
Shellacking.
Nathan Bassett was watching the ball and ran into the post.
Last time I saw that was an old mate of mine, Scotty McGuinness, in the grand final against Geelong.
Now, I think Shattuck's finishing move would be the aeroplane spin, Derm. He was working towards that, but he was inadvertently taken off track. So we're back in the middle, 17-15, 8-7. putting the finishing touches to this one. Lade goes up, knocks it down. Van Berlo did well. Shirley coming through his Begley. Chips to open space. Skipworth. Nicely done. Still he goes. Back to Begley. Begley inside the forward 50. Henschel on the lead is marked at 40 metres out. We could be back in rout mode if this kick is straight.
He moves very well. The only thing I'd say on the lead quite a few times that I've seen Bix is he doesn't cleanly grab the ball. He's more of a player who the ball has to drop on him rather than being passed hard into him. He's not a real safe pair of... It's not a convincing grab on the lead there. But look, he's done everything right. He's got to the right spot. He's got pace.
Good build-up there by Adelaide as well. Van Berlo got the free kick. Who? Van Berlo.
I think it's a Jeremy Irons movie.
Terry Van Berlo used to play over here.
Yeah, almost. And he got it on to Skipworth, who handballed to Begley, who delivered pretty well. So a lot of the younger players are combining there. Let's see if Henschel, another young guy, can finish it off.
Nathan Van Berlo from West Perth. They've got a few representatives out there this afternoon. Here's Henschel. 25 metres out. It's swinging violently right to left, and through it goes for a behind. But despite that miss, he would be well satisfied. Neil Craig took over from Gary Ayres after round 13 last season. Had a big first up win over Melbourne, which probably got him the job.
Would have to be his biggest and most important win, though, so far as a coach. Brilliant Mark Montgomery. Heels it off to Cochrane, put him under a little bit of pressure. Pettigrew. He's playing in game number 4 this afternoon, Pettigrew. Good experience for him. Polton, Wilson, Walsh. They've worked it down the corridor, back to Cassisi, through traffic court. Walsh, he can load up. Inside 50, down the corridor he runs and has missed. And the ugliness of the afternoon for Port Adelaide continues.
You could just guess who tackled Cassisi a second ago. Martin Matner again. Another absolutely fantastic tackle. They just stick. You don't get away from him. He's been fantastic today.
Hard to give the votes this afternoon. We've got the thinking man's top score. That's McGregor. Before we go to stats. There's Rotten coming away. Who's voting?
Dwayne Russell's giving votes on the local medal. What's it called, Dwayne?
It is the Showdown medal now. No sponsor involved, and so is Mark Bickley.
There's Matner. I'm going the thinking man route then. Down goes Treadray. Wakelin over the top. Holton, left half back. High ball. Ebert will come to it and take the mark. Well, that says everything. Everything about the afternoon as it continues to just ebb away from Port. And fitting this man gets a late touch. Tawney back in the team and back in fine style. Rutten jabs it in low and hard, and Riley's got it.
And Tawney becomes the highest mark taker on the ground with 11. Henschel's got 10. That's a great return for a key forward with seriously good opposition against him.
And considering he had a good game last week, to butter up again and play well is excellent for Adelaide.
Riley to Hudson, to McLeod, to Perry. Couldn't mark it. Pettigrew did well. Petray is an option, but is it half back? Kicker straight through the legs of Doughty. Hard to do. Kingsley from Brogan to Walsh. Into traffic. Caught. Gone. Play on to advantage for the free kick. Henschel can have a crack. I'll give it to Skipworth. He gives it to Riley. Kicked a sensational goal earlier. Knows where they are. And some icing on the cake.
Heard about Kev? No. Rumour has it he's never done it.
Really?
Not interested, apparently.
Must be a genetic thing.
If you haven't played Keno, you don't know what you're missing. Keno, win it by the minute.
Accept no imitations. Wild turkey. Real Kentucky bourbon.
Well, I suppose he's looking for a positive. He must be thinking, well, at least today we haven't had a Dyer incident. 18-16, 8-8. There's still time, of course. 2 minutes and 3 seconds to go. 124 to 56.
And they do technically call themselves the black and whites, some of the supporters.
That's right. Kingsley out of the middle, down towards half forward. White missed it. Doughty did not. Begley getting plenty of it. Chips towards midfield. Hudson. Oh, wow. Shades of Mark Bickley.
Hardly.
Skipworth. Towards half forward, indiscriminate kick. Wiley's got it, weaves his way through, comes to Thompson. Thompson over the top has been good. Wanganeen knocks it away from McLeod. Brogan stood his ground. Cassisi, Walsh, now Wanganeen. And Wanganeen drives it towards the outer side wing. In front out there was White. Had it knocked away by Bassett. Begley once more. Squares the ball this time. Here's our man, Matner. Has a bounce and a second. Kicks down towards half forward. Thompson out in front. Handles it towards the line. Elected not to mark. Feeds it back. Bandurlo goes looking for one of two players, Perry and or Bigland. Spills behind. Picked up by Brogan.
Jared Polton hoping for Lade, who gets there in time. One last minute of pain for Port Adelaide here. One last minute of joy for the Crows. This has been a magnificent victory. Even on the wing. Tredrea peels off. Been beaten by McGregor all afternoon. He's got two to beat here. Hudson and McGregor. Well played. Edwards. McGregor. Patner calls for it. Oh, this stat might just clinch it for him. The medal might be coming his way.
What about the thinking man?
Edwards. Risciuto. Oh, nearly collected it. Nearly was collected. Got the handball up. Kingsley. Wanganeen.
Some tired players out there now.
Stewie Jew. Even his leg's so tight he can't kick it from there.
Whoa.
Goes the White crunch. Not the kind of time you want an injury. And the siren signals a sensational victory for the Adelaide Crows. Showdown 17. And what an afternoon for young and old in Adelaide to get the reigning Premier's scalp. .8-point margin for the Adelaide Crows. It doesn't eclipse the highest winning margin in the Showdown of 74 points, but it was still magnificent.
Led by Mark Risciuto today. The Crows were irresistible in the end, weren't they?
Well, they were.
It's a routing, Dirk.
It's a complete and utter rout, Dennis. In fact, I don't know what the next status is up from that, but it was bordering it.
You don't want to know, Dirk.
And the bloke who led the charge today is the captain of the Adelaide Crows, playing his 300th game, life membership on the line for him, and he is speaking to Jason McCartney.
Congratulations, Roo. Life membership today, a terrific win.
It was a great win. We've had the edge on us for quite a while now, but we beat them in this game last year, and hopefully we're turning the tide. Now it's 2 out of the last 3.
What comes first with a Showdown win, relief or satisfaction in this town?
Oh, both. I think it's a tough one, but you just got to try and just make it only another game. We probably put too much into it the last time and gave away some silly free kicks, but I thought we played the ball pretty hard today and attacked them, and I think that's what you need to do to beat them.
A terrific effort across the board from all 22 players today.
Yeah, we've made a big thing about that over the summer. We've probably been criticised for not having enough of a team effort, and I think everyone played well.
And very animated yourself, mate, that second quarter goal from the boundary line.
Yeah, I don't kick too many goals, Mac, so you got to make the most of it.
Go and enjoy it, mate. Well done.
Thanks, Carts.
Thank you, Jason. And congratulations to Mark Risciuto. What a performer, what a player, what a captain. And look, I'll just highlight one thing. If you go strictly by the stat sheet, if you go inside your 50, you're attacking 56 times or more, you normally win the game. The Crows went in 67 times. I mean, that is an absolute smacking of the opposition midfield. And conversely, the Power only went in 38 times.
Well, what about Port Adelaide? I mean, I was talking to Matthew Primus on radio over here a week or so ago, and I upset him a bit when I said I had Port down as a slider, but I've seen nothing today to convince me that that won't be the case.
Okay, we're going to, well, you're right, Dennis, but I thought Adelaide were fantastic. And what about these scenes here, the players getting up close and personal with the supporters? They would love that. And now we're going to go down to the Oval for the presentation.
Well, we'll have to wait for the Crows boys to get back to their position, because they'll be I'd imagine they'd be presenting it to somebody from the winning side here, and they're all out saluting the crowd, thanking them for their input today. A big crowd, over 44,000. Mark Risciuto is going across to the area now as we see Brett Bigland's on screen. Hudson, a super effort by the Crows today. We're just about ready for the presentation down in the middle for the Showdown Cup, Dwayne. You and Mick's voted on it too, as we see the Crows boys on screen now.
We'll be doing the presentation very shortly. Just I've got Simon Goodman here with me. Simon, a sweet victory.
Oh, very much so. You know, we've had some pretty hard times against the Power, and to come out today and play the way we did was, you know, outstanding. It was just a terrific team effort.
Mate, I thought Kenny McGregor's game down back on Warren Treadray was excellent today.
Oh, Kenny was just fantastic. He put his hand up early in the week to play on him, and he did the job magnificently well.
Mate, well done. Go and enjoy a good win.
There's a bloke who knows his footy. Who is he?
Did he say go and enjoy a good win? Interviewing Simon Goodwin, of course.
And trophy on ground for the first time. The Showdown medal will now be presented to the player judge best of field. The winner of this prestigious award has today been selected by the following panel of judges: Mark Bickley, Ken Cunningham, Jesper Felstad, David Pittman, Michelangelo Rucci, Dwayne Russell and Peter Walsh. Votes have been allocated on a 3-2-1 basis with a count back to a best on ground if there is a tie. I'd now like to invite the President of the SANFL, Mr Rob Payes, to present the Showdown medal to today's winner, the captain from the Adelaide Crows, Mark Rasciuto. I'd also now invite Mr Rob Payes to present the Showdown trophy, obviously to the captain, Mark Rasciuto.
Commiserations to Port Adelaide. Well done, boys. It was about time we won. I think that's 2 out of the last 3, and hopefully we're going to turn the tables now. Thanks to all the members for coming along today. Sure, we're going to have a lot better year than last year, so stick with us. I think we're on the way up. Thanks, guys.
Mark Rasciuto there.
Oh, what about our boys? Long, hard look at themselves. 2 pieces of advice. Don't be introduced alongside Michelangelo either. Was that moving for you or him?
No, Dwayne, I heard a lot of cheers for Dwayne. We're going to take a break.
After what he did to the Sistine Chapel, no worries. Why?
It was the Crows by 68 points.
At last, all smiles as Charles and Camilla become husband and wife. Arsonists torture house at Vale Park, leaving a massive damage bill. And the Aussie basketballer who's just hit the US big time.
Local? Yeah, we're local.
A&R's new store at Manopara has opened, so help us celebrate and save. 50 blank DVDs, $27.95. Save on USB 2 flash drives from $29.95. Pentax 5 megapixel digital camera for $369, and here's value includes large LCD monitor, DVD burner, internet, and multifunction printer, just $14.99 at A&R. Now at 600 Main North Road, Manopara, and A&R stores throughout Adelaide.
Homestart isn't just for first home buyers. They can finance a second start too, or a third. If you're starting over, Homestart have some smart options that could help you achieve home ownership again, buying or building. Give them a call, see what they can do. Hey, it'll cost you a phone call.
Homestart. That's smart.
When planning for your retirement, you want a good return on your money and peace of mind. With my recent retirement, I chose to invest with Angus Securities. They gave me everything I wanted.
Angus Securities is a public company with our head office in Adelaide. We pay up to 8% per annum. It's a fixed interest investment, paid monthly, and there are no fees.
So, if you want to increase your wealth and protect your investment, do what I did. Call Angus Securities.
Angus Securities are the fixed interest specialists right here in Adelaide.
With 30 seconds to go, they need to move the ball quickly. Never write this Midas team off. Bang! It's a long ball into the goal square. Oh, what a grab! Absolutely Sensational stuff. So get into Midas and grab a Midas car service from $99. They even have logbook car services that won't void your new car warranty. That would have to be grab of the year. For total car care, call 1364 32. And you know what they say? Trust the Midas touch.
There are some moments in football that stay with you forever. Every Sunday, 3 new memorable moments will be presented on afl.com.au, participating News Limited newspapers and halftime on Channel 9 Sunday football broadcast. Register and vote for your favourite each week and you could win the ultimate grand final package plus other weekly prizes. And while you're online, check out all the other great offers from Big Pond Broadband. The Toyota AFL Memorable Moments competition. Be a part of footy history.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I have big news. Radio Rentals brings you 4 years interest-free. That's a massive 4 years interest-free on widescreen, plasma and LCD TVs. You can get 4 years interest-free on fridges and washers at Radio Rentals. You can even get furniture with 4 years interest-free. With 4 years interest-free at SA's biggest electrical retailer, you don't need to shop anywhere else. Now that's big!
New York, tallest city in the world, but underground.
Trapped 700 feet below the surface of Manhattan, and he knew he was going to die.
The mystery of the ghost in the hole. CSI New York, 9:30 Tuesday on 9.
They'll be happy on the outer wing of Footy Park tonight. The Adelaide Crows with a big win, 68 points. In fact, they ran home by final scores 18-16, 124, defeating Port Adelaide Power 8-8-56.
A little nasty to Nathan Van Berlo there, spraying his new number 7 jumper with cordial, but at least they didn't burn it, Dermot. Welsh 4 goals for Adelaide, Goodwin 2 and Riley 2, as well as Shirley and McLeod. They had plenty of goal kickers this afternoon, Adelaide. Port Adelaide, few and far between. Stuart Dew, Ebert, Shattuck, Corns and Kingsley one each, but no Warren Treadray, and that tells a bit of a story for them.
Absolutely. Didn't get their 64 points this week either, the Power. Let's have a look at the votes for the Lou Richards medal. It is up for grabs again. Couldn't split Matt Nur and Goodwin. They were both magnificent. Ken McGregor, great job down on Warren Treadray and Mark Rashudo. Let's take a look at next week's games. We've got times for that? No, we haven't got time for that. Sorry to say that, but we'll see you next week. It was the Crows by 68 points.